But I mean, like, in that situation where you are next to that cleaver guy, let's just say, you're next to that cleaver guy, you see him swinging his and cutting his wife's arm off or something like that. What would you do? Do you literally go there and just stand in between his wife and you and him? And
bro, I have a very good answer, but Lawson, go first. Welcome back to Yamcha Sessions. Today we have Limter, or aka Lawson Lim.
Hey man.
Actually, there should be an applause button, but the applause button, fuck that. I'm not going to fucking be one of those.
Which one? Tell me.
Actually, I don't know. Try to click the red button. The red, blue, green. No. All the way at the end.
This one?
No.
This one?
No, the 8 buttons. Wow, damn.
Okay.
I didn't see that coming. Okay,
That's
cool.
pretty intense.
And today, Yue Ren also will be joining us. Yue Ren, the architect, was on the podcast as well. Actually, I don't know why it sounds so fucking formal, bro. It's not even formal whatsoever. So a bit of context is I studied in the US, and just like how I met Harith, I also met Lawson in the toilet. I seem to meet a lot of people in the toilet in my life, but I met Lawson, and at that time, I remember we were a bit tipsy.
A little bit, yeah.
Then we were in the toilet looking at ourselves, our red flushed faces. And
Not
we
in front of the urinals, I can. On the mirrors.
And then we're like,
normal people.
My ears are so hot, bro. And then I guess the rest is history, right?
A little bit, man. In the beginning, I was like a bit, why is this guy talking to me in the toilet? Telling me he has a red? I'm like, is this like a new US thing? Like,
Bro, I think it's like more than 10 years already, right? Since
it's been a while.
Bro, I tell you, it's a Malaysian thing, bro.
Is it? To bump in toilet?
No, not only to bump in toilet, to just chill at the toilet, bro.
Is it because Ponting class you go toilet?
Yes,
Oh
bro.
my
100%,
fucking
bro.
god lah.
100%.
Fuck
It's
off
to do
lah.
the hair, bro. You go there.
John, did you do that? You Ponting to go do your hair? Nah?
Yeah, bro.
I never Ponting, bro. I never understood that.
Yeah, so
No lah, I
we're
don't
not cool
ponting
enough,
lah,
right?
but I mean, we go toilet and say, hey, bro, you want to go toilet? Zoom, bro. It's done.
But I think, when did we meet? We were starting 2010.
No, slightly later.
11?
2013. So I finished my
13
military services.
meh?
Yeah, I finished my military service in 2012, I think. Military service. Then after that, I went to the US afterwards.
2013. Bro, that time, man, you were still Ferguson, right?
Ferguson, bro.
Oh, shit. That means we haven't 1 decade yet, lah.
Not yet, lah. But close, definitely close.
Oh, shit. So we met each other in 2013.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, fuck. But I feel like, actually more or less 10 years, lah. Fuck it, lah.
Around there,
Yeah,
lah.
lah.
I got
So
it.
I met Lawson, and then at the time, he was actually majoring in bio. Okay? And I was majoring in advertising, but who really cares about that? Because advertising doesn't really teach you anything, right? But I was like, fuck, man, bro. Bio damn hard, right? And at that time, you wanted to be a doctor. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So I always wanted to be a doctor, essentially, since I was young. And so I, didn't really do very well for A-levels, Like, my grades were nowhere to close to scratch. So
He's damn fucking like, he's just playing it low, lah, bro.
No.
He's a fucking smart guy, lah. Fuck you, lah, okay? What are you trying to prove, bro?
It's true.
You try humble brag.
Humble brag, bro. I'm telling you, man.
Wait, speak
swear.
nearer to the mic. Speak nearer a bit.
Sure. So, so I didn't really do very well for A-levels. And then I wasn't sure what to do, essentially, because I always wanted to do medicine. But then, since I found myself after A-levels, I was like, oh, okay, what now? And I asked my parents, and then parents were like, okay, maybe you can consider studying overseas.
Yeah.
So I thought about it hard, and they were like, okay, we can give you an opportunity, but you really have to study very hard. So I said, okay. So after talking to a whole bunch of people, I decided to go to the US. So my brother studied at
USC
USC in Los Angeles. So I applied there, and naturally I got rejected. Because the grades were not as good, but I think University of San Francisco, where I met John, sort of gave me a chance.
But I just want to point out for 2 things. Okay, first of all, right, the typical Malaysian way is you do your Form 1 to Form 5 over here, and then you do A-levels. Actually, O-levels first, right?
Yeah.
I think O-levels, then only A-levels.
Yeah.
But for him, right, he does A-levels during the Form 5 period.
Why, yeah?
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, so we do secondary school, like Sec 1, Sec 2, Sec 3, Sec 4. Then after that, we do, you can go JC or Polytechnic, so either one. So I went JC, so I did J1, J2, and then I did my A-levels at the end of it. Yeah.
Damn clear, right?
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. But I think, so after A-levels, that's when you decided to go to the US,
Yeah, so after A-levels, then I had to go to Army first. So they drafted the Army. So I did 2 years in military service, finished, and then decided where to go, and I went to the US. So I told my family, like, oh, I want to do medicine. So they said, in US, there's only postgrad. So I decided, okay, undergrad, naturally, we do biology. Yeah, should give you a good standing. Went there with that thought lah, and then...
Bro, bio is fucking hard, bro. But bio is damn difficult lah, okay.
I don't even remember names, bro.
Bro, you should remember. Deoxyribonucleic acid.
I only know tendinitis, bro, like we mentioned earlier, bro.
Mitochondria.
Bro. Cell wall, bro. But I think bio was very tough lah. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, in the US, it's freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. So it's divided into 4 different years, right?
Yeah, man.
And when you started in the US, you started straight as freshman.
Yep. So I started straight as a freshman.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things couldn't carry over a lot of things. So started as a freshman in bio and decided, okay, then it was very hard to adjust a little bit, I guess, because, finally you're given your independence, so much freedom, right?
So tough, man.
Yeah. I mean, you go to the US, you give so much freedom, and then, you just like, oh, man, try like go out and try study, and then
should you ponteng class the next day and watch Avengers? The answer is 100%. Yes.
So like we'll just sort of this like laxed a bit, and I didn't really do well for biology. Like that's clear disclaimer. But it's terrible.
the pro with the United States education system is, if let's say you're in your freshman year, right, and you do let's say 6 courses, and let's say it's your foundation courses like your English, your math, and whatever, you still have a chance to switch majors in your first, year or second year one. Because you haven't taken the detailed courses yet. Like, for example, if you're majoring in biology, I'm assuming you would have to take some other form of science related
Bio 101, Chem 101.
So you still have time to figure out what you want. So your first year, if you do your basic courses first, like your literature and whatever, you still can change. So I think that's when Lawson made the change to psychology, right?
Yeah, so I mean, I didn't do well. So essentially the school told me like, hey, maybe biology isn't your strong suit. Like,
it's a very nice way of saying it.
Yeah, maybe you should reconsider. And so that was like real life changing. I was like, oh man, what do I do now? But I did psychology, Psych 101, and I thought, oh, that's really cool. Like I really like how people think.
He was damn into it. He's like Kapla at the time also.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. No, last year was chemical engineering, and then he went to psychology also.
I see.
Same route, bro.
Yeah.
So everybody come to you and ask like, what am I thinking?
A lot of people go there and they're just like, oh man, I have no idea, man. If you pay me $100, I will.
But it goes hand in hand, right? Like medical and psychology. So
somewhat,
like,
yeah.
Definitely.
It helps, right?
I
At
think
least you went into the right track in a way.
Definitely. So I think when I went into psychology, I wasn't sure when I went to psychology, I wasn't thinking about medicine anymore. I thought, okay, maybe that route kind of closed off. I wanted to do like maybe therapy. So like I create like family therapy because sometimes growing up in Asian culture, families, sometimes have some issues, right? And so usually there's some person in the family who becomes the mediator, the one who goes in between and goes like, hey guys, let's not argue, let's this. Yeah, so I sort of kind of stepped in that role. And so moving forward into
I was basically his first patient, bro. But actually psychology and psychiatry are under the same thing, right?
No.
No?
Psychiatry essentially is it's a field of medicine that involves, psychiatric illnesses and medications, therapy as well. So of course the psychology and psychiatrists will work hand in hand.
I see.
That
means technically if someone comes up to you with a psychology major, it's like, bro, do you know what I'm thinking? Hey, actually cannot, right? Psychology is just understanding his thinking methods only, right?
Yeah, you can kind of guess how people, I kind of know how people think, like very like standard ways how people think, but you can't read their minds, like, bro.
Because we're not mind readers.
I know, I'm just different money, man.
But you graduated with your psych major, right? And then you went back to Singapore after that, or?
Yeah, so I graduated with psych major. I went back to Singapore because I was thinking family is very far away, like traveling. So I did 3 years straight, so 3.5. So I stayed for like winters and summers. So I didn't go back home. And so I felt very lonely, like, doing this. Family has to fly to US to come and visit me. Yeah. And making elderly parents fly like how many hours? Like,
and your dad at the time, how old was he? He was like what?
70s.
Yeah. Tough. Long flight, man.
It's a long flight. And like they arrive and they're like, oh, back pain, but it's okay, you're here. Then I'm like, oh, man.
And then not only that, after you fly, like got like 18 hours flight that shit. Yeah. Then you had to acclimatize to the new time zone.
Terrible.
Right? And SF is brutal, bro. The winds there are like
cold.
Strong, man.
Yeah. But parents like cold, so
that's true.
Thankfully they were hunky dory because they're so used to visiting my brother in the LA. For them they're like, Oh yeah. So
Easy
after
peasy
the easy peasy, like when the second visit, they're like, oh, we have like a what's the transport card that we used to use last time?
The Clipper card.
Clipper card, yeah. They were like, oh, we went to like some island, like we took the bus and we took the ferry and we bought you Mexican food from the island. I was like,
wow,
this is the
fucking
best
shock,
thing ever. Yeah, and come back.
But it's the tourist feel, bro, because like it's tough to go to the US because you need a visa and etc. Right? It's a long process. It's not just a flight ticket, right?
Yeah.
But you went back to Singapore right after that?
I did. So I went back to Singapore and I was thinking, okay, what now? Should I go into do therapy work? Should I start looking at masters of clinical psychology? So that's where you can start learning how to, because a psychology degree alone will open up a few doors. You can go into research, can do a few things, but you kind of branch out. So I found myself at a bit of a crossroads. I was like, okay, maybe I want to go into do psychology full time, like full all the way.
Yeah.
But then I said, okay, maybe I should give myself something to think. So my mom was like, hey, why don't you take like a month and let's think about it.
Just to figure things out.
Yeah. So I told them, how about, is it okay if like maybe I fly, go somewhere by myself and just think about it. So they were like, yeah, why don't tell me where you want to go. So I went to Japan.
Oh, that's when you went to Japan.
Yeah, I went to Japan. Yeah.
Bloody hell.
I met a friend there who was teaching English and
You went to Tokyo? Is it?
No, study outskirts. Yeah. So did a lot of soul searching and then realized that I still really want to do medicine. Like on the flight back, I was like, I want to do medicine.
A bit of context for the listeners and Yue Ren as well, right? Actually, right, I haven't caught up with Lawson for a fucking long time, especially when it comes to his past. There's been like a bit of a gap, especially during COVID and his time in Australia. Okay? And when you were in Australia, I think Yue Ren, you were in Australia as well.
Yeah, I was in Australia also.
Yeah, bro.
Nice.
So it was like this whole path meets path thing. But I feel as if like I got lost in that transition because I was just like pouring myself into MEP, right? Which is my job. So to me, this is like news also. Okay. So you went to Japan for like how long? A month?
No way. A few days.
Oh, okay.
A few days. And it's really on the flight back from Japan where I realized that I still want to do medicine. I want to help. And you always have like in the medicine interviews like why should we pick you? And I want to help you.
No fucking way, bro. Are you serious? They ask you these type of questions?
They do. So they do ask you that, and eventually later on, spoilers, but later on, like I got the opportunity to sit in for the Singapore interviews as well, just to sit in as like a final year kind of student, just listening to interviews and giving some feedback as well. Yeah, so a lot. I know the always thing is like, I want to help people, but I realized that everyone can say that. And when it comes down to it, like, what's the driving desire?
Yeah.
And I realized that I like to talk to people. I like to listen to people. I like to know about their story.
Yeah.
Like, what is your story?
Start a podcast.
That's why I'm on your podcast. It's okay, man. I've seen the work that you
question,
do.
Lawson. Wait. Okay, so imagine during this interview, they ask you this type of question, right? They're like, hey, let's say that, hey, Lawson, so why do you want to be a doctor? I want to help people. I enjoy speaking and all that.
Yeah.
Out of sheer curiosity, right?
Yeah.
What happens if you just straight say, I'm in it for the cash, man. But you can prove it. You're like, my grades are good. I'm good with people. My credentials check out. But I'm in it for the cash. Would they like, hey, bro, this is a noble cause, bro. Then they reject you?
Honestly, I think then the reply from like interviewers would just be, there are different, there are different career tracks that offer better pay, right?
Oh.
Yeah, there'll definitely be better ones. The starting of, medical career can be very rough. So a lot of people do find it, very, very mentally and
I see.
stressful.
It's taxing.
Right? Yeah, it's very taxing, right? You to get to the end, you have to fight through a lot of,
it's a lot of
very
hurdles.
competitive, to get to the end. And only at the very end, when you're earning like the big bucks, you can go like, now I'm in it for the money because I'm earning so much. But
It's the grind in the beginning.
That's right. Yeah, some people do it. I do think there are some people maybe who are interested in the cash flow, but then I think most of people go into medicine. I think nearly everyone goes to medicine or healthcare to help people. I think
you should not, bro. You can say 50-50, bro. You don't need to lie to me, my friend. If you want the moolah, just say you want the moolah, bro. I want the moolah, bro. That's why we have sponsors and shit. Otherwise, I 100% would just do this for fun. Which I do enjoy doing, don't get me wrong, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so if you go through the interview and then how did you decide you want to study in Australia for medicine?
Sure. So essentially that brings me to what you need to do to try to get into a medical school. So I realized, okay, I have done any research yet. You kind of need a little bit of research to try to help your CV a little bit through. And so I thought to myself, okay, I'm a graduate now because I finished my undergraduate, so I can't apply for undergraduate school.
You can't?
You can't, yeah. I from what I understand, you can't. So there are 2 undergraduate schools in Singapore and 1 postgraduate school in Singapore.
Okay.
So I thought, postgraduate school in Singapore, sounds really good. So I went to intern at a lab that was in that.
I remember that.
School.
I remember that.
So that's where I met my fiance. So I have no
Alyssa.
regrets. Yep, zero regrets.
At this point, everybody here is engaged except me.
So so interviewed there, interned there for a little bit. Found that research. I'm like, oh, research is really cool, but academia, like going hardcore into research, probably I'm not on the a bit on the fence on going all the way through with it, but still keep my mind open. And so I interviewed there, got the intern job there, and then I thought, okay, maybe I can get into Duke and US.
Duke. Bro, chill out. Why you
I just realized, it's only graduate. It's obvious lah. Yeah. So I tried to apply for it lah, but then no go lah. So
it's okay, bro. I applied for 5 schools.
I applied for everywhere also. So it's applied for Australia as well, and then Australia got back to me, and so I thought, okay, I found myself across. So again, told my family like, hey, should I try again? So there's MCAT, which is the American Entry Exam System, or the GRE,
General
GMAT. Sorry,
fuck you lah. Google that shit. What the fuck is GRE?
Yeah, so GMAT, I think.
GMAT. Wait,
GMAT. So the Graduate Medical Entrance Admissions Test lah. That's the Australian version. So I did the MCAT. Again.
Hey, shit.
Oh shit.
Doctor Strange.
Nice. What's it called again? GMAT.
GMAT. Yeah.
GMAT.
Yeah. GMAT.
All my porn come out. G string. Graduate Management Admission Test.
No, GRE then. Sorry. Oh my goodness.
GRE is general something. Right?
GRE versus GMAT, bro. Let's go with that.
GRE is just whatever.
I think the GRE is the general one.
It doesn't explain what GRE stands for, bro.
Anyways, essentially that's the Australian one. So GRE.
Okay.
I think it's GRE lah, and versus MCAT lah. So I did the MCAT because I thought, okay, I did my undergrad in US, so I thought, okay lah, do the MCAT. Wow, both tests were. I did the MCAT lah, and again, not very well lah. So okay lah, barely. So applied for a whole bunch of schools. I got an interview for Flinders, which is where I was in South Australia. It's a graduate medical school.
But why that specific school? I don't know. Am I allowed to say which school?
But no, I'm a graduate of that school. You can see on my I do have a link in, so you'll see like Flinders lah. So that's perfectly fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. So I applied for that. They granted me an interview. I sent the interview, and the interviewer was asking me the same thing lah.
Did you have to fly there to interview?
No, they came to Singapore, which is great. Yeah. They came to Singapore. Bro. Yeah, it's like that's was part of the interview, like just sitting in, just listening to students, just to give like a little bit of a voice to the students, how they're thinking. Yeah, so they came to Singapore, they interviewed. They asked me why I do medicine. I was like, I want to help people. And I like listening to people. I want to hear the stories. And then the interviewer really resonated with that. They were like, I do understand that. And then I thought, okay, sounds good. Where is this place? Adelaide, South Australia. I was like, okay, I know Melbourne, I know Sydney, and I've never been to Adelaide. So I decided to. Yeah.
Didn't you initially wanted to apply for UQ also?
UQ? Yeah. So I think UQ offered as well. But I wasn't sure where to go. So this offered, and UQ had a very strict deadline, a very, very strict deadline. And I think I gave it. I really had to think about it.
And also they had from what I understand, they have quota for entry as well.
No way. Are you serious?
Because I think it's maybe I don't know. It's the top-notch schools for medical or something.
Aaron, you speak nearer.
Oh yeah, it's like a top-notch school for like medical or something like that.
Oh,
so I'm not too sure lah. That's what I recall lah.
So
wow.
I know they offered, and then there was a very strict timeline. So I remember I couldn't meet the timeline. I thought this is really, really too fast
for the application process.
Yeah, for the once they offer you to accept lah. So I remember I did submit, but then I think they didn't go through lah. So I ended up going to Flinders, which I don't really I zero regrets lah. I got to go to Adelaide. I meet like lovely lifelong friends there. I'm still in touch with them. Some of them are doctors. Like they are really medical officers over there in Adelaide, like kicking ass. So
actually, question, right?
Yeah.
Is there a difference between studying in the US and in the UK and in Australia when it comes to your medical degree? Or is there no difference because the human anatomy is the same? So like whatever, anywhere so goes. I
think more importantly is there's a list of recognized schools.
Okay.
Released by the Ministry of Health. Essentially, Ministry of Health Holdings. So they release a list. And so those are the schools that the qualification is recognized. Yeah. and Flinders then was recognized lah. But unfortunately, I think because of there's a bunch of factors that go happen. Our school got removed lah from it about a few years ago lah. Yeah, so the degree is recognized because I graduated before that. I finished the course before that.
So because it's before that, it's still recognized.
It's still recognized lah. So I don't know. Sometimes it makes me a little bit sad because like I feel like a lot of times you just wanna you try to justify yourself like I did study very hard, but then now people are like, oh, the school is not on there,
bro.
Yeah. I feel you, bro, because like it's the same for architecture. So like in Malaysia, right? Let's say if you study in Australia, there's only a particular schools that are
noticed or
they are affiliated with Lembaga Architect Malaysia lah. So like you have to go to that certain school in order to come back to get your part two.
No way. What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
So like there's a lot of people that actually went there as a part 1 architect. And then they go to a school that's not recognized by the Lembaga Architect Malaysia.
Lembaga Architect is the Institute of Architects in Malaysia.
Yeah. Okay. So and when they come back, right, they have to like, oh shit, what the fuck? I have to retake my part 2 again. So it's like,
have to redo?
No, they don't have to literally redo the degree, but they have to resubmit portfolio to Lembaga Architect to just get it
through. It's just an additional step lah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a lot of steps lah actually.
Wow, damn teruk, right? What? But then again, I suppose it's also safeguarding Malaysia's what do you call that? I mean, not just Malaysia. I think Singapore as well. There's a standard
quota. So I mean, you want to raise the local quota, local school quota. So of course you have to then consider how much the manpower.
Wow.
So I think that's protecting one's interest lah. And you can respect that. I mean, that's
respect, bro.
Yeah.
Wow, damn, man. Makes my life feel like so easy like that. Because when I was looking through universities to study in the US, right?
Yeah.
I look through. The moment I see something that is generic, like degree of mass communications, I just thought, this one is just a general degree, right? So I wouldn't select that. Then I would select things that are more specific, like advertising degree. Because at that time I was very I wanted to get something very specific. So hence I chose USF because they offered that. But then again, I applied to 5 schools, only 3 accepted me. And out of these 3, one of them was Loyola Marymount in Chicago, and it was mass comm. So I thought not specific, and then one is Colorado, and I'm like, bro, I don't get eaten by a bear. Then SF lah. So I was like, SF got family. I don't get eaten by bear. I don't want a generic degree, right? Hence I went there. But there's no list for advertising, whatever. To be honest, I think a majority of jobs in Malaysia, I don't know about Singapore, the moment you see overseas, study in America, Australia, UK, or whatever, straight away you get the job offer already. It's quite, biased in that sense.
Yeah.
Right? As long as you see yourself studying out of the country, even in Singapore, like this guy studied in Singapore, chances are you probably get the job offer. I don't know whether it's the same for you guys, but comms is the way.
I mean, for medicine-wise, it's really just qualification. So the qualification is recognized, right? You can start practicing in Singapore after, you have to apply for a few things. There's a whole bunch of course, proper paperwork they have to do. Then after that, then usually you get... you have to go under some supervision, obviously. And then after that, after a certain number of years, sometimes, or supervision hours, then you get your license.
Okay. So how long were you in Australia again, bro?
4 years. So the program, postgrad medicine is 4 yeyears. Essentially, the first 2 years was sort of like groundwork, undergrad. You were speaking like it was a significant financial investment from my family. And so I honestly, I've only
but it's worth it, lah.
Bro, we are all sitting in this table full with privilege, bro. Okay, I just want to point that out. So there's no shame in being born in where you're born, bro. As long as you are doing what's best for a lot of people and for yourself, lah.
Exactly
right. It's true, right? I mean, the worst thing is if you have the luxury and you choose to sit on that luxury and not do anything about it, right?
It's a bit sad.
That's when I feel you can feel guilty, I guess. But I mean, if you're having a conversation, you're spending your time today as well having this podcast, I think you're educating people who don't know about it. So in it itself is good. Yeah. But you spent 4 years doing that?
Yeah, spent 4 years. So first, essentially in our first year, they sort of brought us to do clinical work already. So clinical work involves you going up to people, like the patients. First we have what's called actors who come in and just come in there and hi doc, and then you just have to go hi,
what's interaction?
Yeah, interaction. So you start with the real basics, hi, my name is this, you know. And then what brought you into the hospital today? You know, so like really basic stuff.
This is the first year?
Yeah, the first year. So first year within like first few weeks, you're just doing all this real
life
interaction.
Interaction.
And then they bring you to the wards and you start talking to patients as well. Like real patients called them like, hey, and sometimes, you know, in the hospital, it's very hard to keep the patients engaged 24 hours with therapy, or, you know, sometimes like, they're really unwell. So, you know, the time in the hospital is for them to recover, right?
Yep.
But some people are just like, oh man, this is like my 15-hour, you know.
Do the actors
I don't know what to do, you know.
Do the actors purposely become assholes?
Yes. I want to ask the same question, bro.
Like,
Yeah.
hi, good morning. My name is Lawson.
Yeah.
How may I help you today? Fuck you, doctor. I want to. Do they do that?
Yeah.
They don't until later on, in nearing to the end of our clinical years, more senior. There's like this difficult communication. So of course you have to learn how to break bad news to families. You have to be able to deal with, you know, like you can imagine like a mother bringing their child and it's very ill and they're waiting the ED for so long.
Yeah.
They'll come up to you and go like, you know, why, you know, not this is
Do
very
they cry?
rare.
Like the actors, do they cry?
Some of them are
What?
absolutely they're amazing actors. Like, seriously,
Got
respect.
bawang down there, one.
He saw it, bro. You gotta be cutting the onions.
Yeah, I know,
Carry the onions, bro. And if he saw the onions,
just cut the top.
Then I was just start crying, you know, like no, so they're so crying. They will tell you really like, you know, a horrible backstory, and then you're gonna have to like keep a
straight
calm
face.
expression. Yeah, because you know the medical professionals are like, you know, your bulwarks of defense. You know, you really have to keep stoic, no matter
tough.
like really terrible things. You just listen. You have to be there. You can't cry. You shouldn't lah, because they're
have to
already
show
so
that-
sad, right?
Yeah.
You need to let them feel safe and
Yep,
feel,
yep.
yeah, you know.
You have to let them express as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a safe space. Like just be you. Tell me whatever you want. Don't worry. You know, it's okay.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
But this is, of course, the later parts of.
It's the later parts of clinical
But the
year.
first
Don't worry.
year is always the introductory and all that,
you know,
right?
like introductory. You know, what brought you into the hospital today? You know, how long have you been here? How long has this? What symptom has gone on for like 3 days? You know, what happened in the beginning, and then you slowly build up from there. How to review different systems like the heart,
Yeah.
lung.
I feel like it's so necessary, bro. Because if like a doctor came to me, right, and then if he's not composed, right, I'll be like, bro, next one, please. Bro, you know what I mean, right? Like, like if he's not composed, like I feel, bro, you treating my dad, you're gonna like, let's say like he's got a heart problem, or you're a heart surgeon, and you're gonna, oh my god, bro, change, please, change.
It's tough, lah. But because you see, right, as a patient or as a person that we visit our loved ones in the hospital, it's very easy for us because our world revolves around our industry or wherever we work. Whereas if you go to a doctor, you don't know how long the guy has been doing surgery. Like maybe doctor has been in surgery for like 6 hours. He just came out. The guy sure damn tired, bro. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? It's so tough, bro. So I think, right, the true test is kind of like they make you study or make you work for like 12 hours and then go through the test. Wow. That's really testing you, you know. You think about it, right? That's damn intense, you know.
I mean, the best part about having clinical hours, so when you go more senior, right, you go in clinical situations, they rotate you through different departments. So in different departments, then they can have some feedback. So definitely after, you know, you work a whole day with like the doctors as a medical student, and then you start to become, you know, you start to show your true colors essentially. And then sometimes supervisors can pick up on that and go like, oh, maybe
you work on this element.
Yeah, work on this a little bit more. Your communications can do a little bit more on this. Your physical examination, when you're seeing the patient, maybe do a little bit more. Or this way is, you know, on the textbooks, it's more clear to show a certain sign.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's always a constant cycle of feedback. And that's what we're grateful for, because when we do the medical pledge, I think, irregardless whatever language is, the Hippocratic Oath essentially is, you know, to teach, like, education, pass your education and knowledge forward.
I see.
Part of the Hippocratic Oath.
But your first year or first, if I'm not, I don't know, I'm just shooting in the sky right now, but like, do you only practice like being a general doctor and then later on you do your specialist thing? Or is it like in that 4 years you're specializing in something already?
So when you do your first year, so I only can speak for Singapore. So of course, everything that I say, it's my views.
Of course.
My experience alone. I do not represent anyone. So
I like that. It's like this asterisk at the bottom.
I have to say this because, you know, you have to be very, very mindful that
of course.
Other people, you know, are more stronger than you, and so they'll be like, oh man, this guy.
There is this hierarchy thing, I feel, with the generation before us, no matter what the industry, irrespective of like doctors or architects or even in communications, there's always this, I'm a senior. I think it's an Asian thing. I'm a senior, so you don't know what you're talking about, and I've suffered more.
Yes.
They've always said, I've suffered more, but I mean, if you really think about it, the generation before you also suffered more, right?
Yeah,
so shouldn't you make the next generation better? But you know, who am I to say this? So right, technically, right, if they do that, do you just like accept it? Is it a common thing?
It's really hard to say. Like, I know seniors who are absolutely angels. Like they really recognize what happened, their experience, and then they make it better for you. Like,
they're very patient as well.
Yeah, they're very patient. They teach. It's okay to ask a question, no problem. If you don't know, let me know. You know, like, you know, or like, you know, sometimes when we're rounding, we see patients when we're done. They're like, hey, let's all get a coffee. You know, like,
which is what we all strive to be.
That's really nice of you.
Yeah, because he understands, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. So,
but for me, right, I think in my industry, it's gotten a lot better simply because I think there is this understanding of everybody is from a different generation and different background, right? So a little bit of patience is always appreciated, and I think in the long run, I wouldn't say that the new generation is soft, and I wouldn't say our new generation is softer than the previous generation. I think every generation comes with like a different strength and a different weakness, right? And perhaps I think if you're more understanding, you can somewhat bring out the best in that next generation, right?
That's very true, man.
Right?
Yeah.
But I don't know, is it the same with architecture as well? Is it like this hierarchy thing?
I mean, it's same everywhere, right? But then, like, I mean, in architecture, it's exactly the same. If you have a mentor, he'll train you out. But if you have a bad mentor, then he just wants you to work for him, basically. You're just a fucking robot. But I mean, like, a good mentor will definitely bring you up.
Wait, we circle back to your 4 years thing, right? So, in your 4 years, do you do the general, like, being a doctor type thing, and then you do your specialist? I don't know what the term is. I feel like an idiot saying this.
The 4 years is the medical school, right? So in medical school, essentially, during your clinical rotations in your third and your fourth year, you get rotated to different specialties. So you go in general medicine, cardiology, respiratory. You know, they rotate you to different. So it depends. Of course, everyone can't go everywhere, because of the restriction and number of people in each teams, But they try to rotate you in the things that you're interested in. So you can go, hey, I'm more surgically inclined. I'm more medicine inclined. And then that's where the first kind of differentiation would sort of start.
In the third year?
You kind of know when you go into medicine whether you think you're going to be more of a medicine person, surgical person.
Where do you fall, bro? Like, are you more surgical or more medicine?
I'm more medicine focused, definitely more medicine focused. But then, initially when I told John that when I want to do medicine, right, I told him that I want to be from young I want to be a neurosurgeon. I told him, I was like,
I remember
neurosurgery is so cool, you know, like you deal with the brain.
He basically wanted to be Doctor Strange, bro.
Not Doctor Strange, but actually it's the other one, he's a US politician now. He ran for US politics. He's a very famous neurosurgeon, and he was very brilliant. But
neurosurgeon who became a US politician,
who wanted to run for US politics.
What's his name?
He was a movie.
Google it, bro. Google it. US politician. So he was a surgeon.
He is a very famous neurosurgeon.
Oh, he's a
movie about him. I watched it when I was younger, and I was like, this guy.
Wait, there's a movie about him.
Yeah. There was a movie about him. How he went through his struggles as an African American man. Ben Carson. Thank you so much.
Holy shit!
Oh,
Ben
he is a
Carson?
politician. Yeah. So Ben Carson, he was a very famous neurosurgeon.
Wow,
he looks real, bro.
Yeah, for sure. So I watched his movie, and I was like, wow, this guy is amazing.
Wow.
So I wanted to be neurosurgery. But then when I read more about neurosurgery, and then I was like, wow, this is like the top 1% of the 1% of the 1%. And I was like, this is really intense, you know, like, whoa.
This was the initial one.
This is way before I started medicine. Like, you know, when we were thinking of, like, in the beginning of doing medicine, that's what I wanted to do.
Technically, if you shoot high, you meet halfway is already quite high, bro.
Sorry?
You know how, like, when you shoot really high to be a neurosurgeon, and then somehow you don't become a neurosurgeon, but you meet 50%, you're still pretty good because neurosurgeon is that high up.
Yeah, but then I realized, like, oh man, the mountain's real high.
I don't know whether you've heard of this, what the fuck is that called? You know Conan O'Brien?
Yeah.
You know Conan O'Brien, right?
Yeah.
He gave this speech, I forgot where already.
Commencement speech from the university ones, I guess.
Yeah. I forgot which school, but he was saying how he always wanted to be, what's that guy on the Late Show? I forgot what's his name already. Jimmy Carson.
Okay.
Funny, right?
Yeah.
So he says that everybody wants to be Jimmy Carson. And in his era, everybody wanted to be that, right? But because of him, you're never going to be fully Jimmy Carson, bro. Right? Okay. Yep. So if let's say you want to be Jimmy Carson and then you try to be Jimmy, you will never become him, but you will somehow be a different version of Jimmy Carson. You are who you are, your personality, plus a mixture of your influences. So perhaps you don't really necessarily need to be something of that figure, but it's your own hybrid version, which is a new, profound reinvention of what you wanted to be.
John,
Carson, Lawson.
It's deep, bro. When I listened to that, I'm like, that's an incredible speech.
Damn sick.
Yeah. I remember I showed that to a few people and they're like, fuck. Because you always want to be like your idol.
Yeah.
But you never really become your idol because your idol wanted to be somebody else, right? So it's like this whole leading thing, but then you become who you are. La.
Yeah. So I think just medicine in general. Then neurosurgery, didn't want to. And then eventually decided I want to do medicine. I'm leaning more towards medicine. And and then sort of...
But you finished your 4 years already, lah.
My undergrad, yeah. So I finished my medical degree. So in my third or fourth year, I was rotated to a few places. I went to cardiology. I loved it. Actually, every specialty, I realized that every specialty is so interesting. Like everything is, I think with like advertising or marketing, like everything has a niche.
Of course.
And I enjoyed it. Like cardiology, I'm like, I love cardiology. I want to be a cardiologist. And then you do a next specialty, and you're like, oh man, I love this. I want to do this instead. And then you just keep jumping and saying like, I want to do this. And then you realize like, oh man, I like everything. What now? yeah.
Become general practitioner, bro.
GP, man.
Yeah. In Malaysia, it's a bit like that. I don't know whether it's the same for Singapore, but a lot of doctors who become doctors, and you can correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong, right? But if you become a doctor and you don't want to specialize in something, you can become a general practitioner, right?
So I think there's this perception of the GP. That's like, oh, never. They just didn't specialize in anything. There is a conception that GPs are actually GP are family physicians, and family physician requires actually you have to go into family medicine residency. So there's actually a family medicine residency. Yeah, and it's also a training program that makes the doctor then rotate again through medicine, all specialties, pediatrics, surgery again, so that when they see the patient in the clinic, right, they have gotten enough experience in their medical school and their training to be able to immediately see and go like, I think this is...
So they can diagnose.
I can treat this in my clinic, or I think this is serious enough that I probably
recommend
have to send them out. To send to a hospital. Yeah.
So do you have to repeat? Do you have to do
not repeat, but they get more experience. So it's a whole different train. It's a whole other training program. Family medicine, especially in Singapore now, you're the first line, So
in Malaysia, I think you have to do like I'm not sure how long. Do you remember like how many years?
Housemanship.
Wait, actually, Chuck will know his sister. How many years do you have to do housemanship? 2 years. Do you have to do that in Singapore as well?
Yeah, so 1 year of housemanship.
Only one?
Yeah, so we do 1 year of housemanship. And you rotate. So 3 postings essentially.
And the government selects for you?
Different specialties, different institutions lah. Yeah, and so I did mine in 2 different institutions, in 2 different specialties lah. Yeah, so did medicine and did surgery, and it was just really it was tiring, definitely tiring because.
You did what and you did surgery? Sorry.
General medicine. So medicine with like specialties, and so we rotate through different specialties plus general medicine, and then I also did a surgical posting lah. And then at the end of that 1 year, and it finished, I was managed to pass it. I was like, I'm very surprised. I was like, managed to.
What are challenges in medicine? Because I know surgery, you basically have to operate on patients, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because that's what surgery is, right? But what are the challenges that you face when you're doing medicine?
So in medicine, essentially, in general medicine or in different specialties, there are multiple conditions that you have to recognize, diagnose, treat, and manage lah.
Yeah.
Of course, you have a supervisor, consultant, registrar.
That's a senior lah, to somewhat.
And it's always been this like, if you don't know, ask. Like never. You don't know what you don't know.
Of course.
And this in medicine is the textbook is so huge. Like I told you before, in Australia. So essentially, there was I don't know why the shelf was loose. And that big textbook nearly fell on me.
Nearly killed him, bro.
And I was thinking to myself,
Are you serious?
It missed me.
Extend the story, please.
So it's like real heavy textbook. Yeah, I know. I bought all the textbooks and I tried my very best to go through them. And one of the shelf was loose, so it was above my bed lah. And then it got a bit loose, and the book fell. But luckily, I was like on my phone, so I saw it and I dodged. I was like,
shit.
Fucking Matrix moment, bro.
Oh, it's Interstellar, bro. Matthew McConaughey, bro.
We were in Kinokuniya the other day.
Yeah.
Because I was looking for an autobiography, and then after that, Lawson was like, bro, you want to see how heavy is my fucking textbook or not? Then he showed it to me lah. Then I'm like, bro,
Bro, is it 5 kg?
Bro, I can't even carry one arm, bro.
No way, bro.
Dude, you have to like hold it in a certain angle to hold it.
To protect your wrist. But essentially, it's a big book.
You can't hold it like that, bro.
Books,
you can't hold it like that. It will slip out of your hand on confirm.
Yeah, so it fell on me, and I was like, oh, dodged the bullet. Then I was like,
education nearly killed me.
Yeah, I know, like so much to learn. So you never know. So you just have to. It's just constant. It's just the medical school was essentially just the start of the journey. Houseman year, as one of my superiors told me before, this 1 year, Lawson's going to seem like a drop in the ocean for the rest of your career. So no matter how hard it gets, no matter how tough days goes, right, just tell yourself, this is 1 year of many. You will, the keep calm, carry on. Yeah, same thing. Just
mental
tell myself
fortitude, bro.
Exactly. And then I was very happy. I was very thankful that family. I have Alyssa, my partner, who's so supportive.
Well.
And
But medicine isn't so hardcore as to surgery, like, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It's very hard to compare the two because essentially it's situation to situation. I only did a short as one posting in surgery, so I can't really. I'm not a surgeon. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is an open invitation to Malaysian doctors, senior residents, to come here and talk about it. Like, if you're a surgeon, then you can ask more in-depth questions because they went through so much. I'm very sure. I am very, very sure they went through a lot.
Actually, right, if you think about it, if you're doing medicine, right, how do you know what are the after effects of that specific medication if everybody comes in as a different patient? You know what I mean? Like, if I came in, you wouldn't know what my allergies are. You wouldn't know what my reactions are if I ate a specific medication, right? So how do you recommend something and like be sure that this guy won't have, I don't know, a heart attack or like won't have a seizure or whatever? You know what I mean?
So for medicines, essentially this is going to the pharmaceutical industry. There's proper clinical trials, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 clinical trials, and then they will test to see, what's the side effects, what's the effect, whether the drug is efficacious, means whether it's useful, treating a certain condition, what are the side effects. Some side effects turn out to be, like,
that's why the bottle has a label that says like, this may cause
this and this. What they say in a certain population of people, it does cause this. Yeah, so you always watch it. But I think for side effects wise, as in allergic effect to medication, it's really something that the doctor will just tell you, okay, we know that this medication tends to have some side effects, some like allergies, something. Then to take it and monitor it. Let me know if there's any issues, and then come back. Yeah, so. We know some medications like cholesterol-lowering medications does cause some muscle aches sometimes.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's a known side effect. But it can get a bit worse lah. And so that's why usually we'll tell patients, okay, if you're starting this medication, let me know if you have any muscle aches. And we review them and
I see.
Titrate the medications from there. Like maybe don't increase it too high.
The dosage, right?
Bring it down a little bit where there's a level that still works. Yeah. But maybe it take a little bit longer to control your cholesterol by medication. But the most important thing is, of course, all that dietary stuff. It's very hard for me to say I'm slightly chunky, but
I think it's tough, man. Right?
Yeah, it's tough.
You were saying something?
No, like my dad, right?
Yeah.
Post-COVID, he had blood clot in his lungs.
Holy shit! What?
So when he had blood clot in his lungs, he had to take the apizaban pills.
Yep.
This sort of help disintegrate the blood clot, is it? Yeah. So like when that happens, it gives him shingle.
What?
Yeah, bro. There was one day I was watching TV. He just came in front of me, and he pulled down his pants. Then he was showing me, can you see like red stuff on my ass? I'm like, yeah, I can. It's disgusting. Fuck. But then he's like, is this normal? So like, I also got scared lah, right? Because I think maybe the pharmacist told us that this could happen, but I didn't know what shingles was really like.
It's like the level 2 of chickenpox, bro.
Is it?
Yeah.
So like I got worried lah. That's all. Yeah. But then after that I called and then they say it's okay lah. It's gonna be back to normal again after like a couple of months lah.
Is this recent?
Yeah, it was quite recent,
bro.
It was like
we haven't gone to the park enough.
February, bro. No, I think I told you guys.
No, man, I didn't hear this shit. I would have remembered this because I would have told you shingles is like level 2 chickenpox, bro.
Oh yeah,
and it's painful, shingles.
Yeah, it's painful.
Shingles is painful.
It's not like, chickenpox is itchy. Actually, it didn't really itch for me, but different people different. But I know shingles, it hurts, right? It hits the nerves and shit.
Yeah, and then like he don't sit down normally, like how he's sitting. He just lays in his
Oh my lord!
Because it's quite pain, lah. Yeah. But after that, I think after a few months he was okay already.
I mean, definitely. So knowing post-COVID, so COVID we know causes hypercoagulable states. Actually, there's
Hyper what?
hypercoagulable. Essentially, you have a state where your blood can clot lah. There's high risk of clotting lah. So this lung clot thing is very unfortunate lah. But luckily, he's taking apixaban. Actually, is a blood thinner. It's a new, novel kind of more advanced version.
Kind of like paracetamol. Right? Paracetamol also thins blood, right? No man.
There is a side effect of it. There's a small effect of it, but essentially, like the one that everyone knows, like warfarin. It's the
warfarin.
Warfarin essentially is the blood thinning medication lah. But apixaban is the more, it's a different mechanism, but more fancy. Yeah. So shingles unfortunately happens when you have chickenpox, or you got the chickenpox vaccination when you're younger, less likely, definitely less likely.
Yes.
But for chickenpox as a child, then the virus actually stays in the nerve roots lah. It can come out when you're older.
I mean, since we're in the topic of pox, right?
We're gonna ask about monkeypox, bro. Holy shit! This is some.
Yeah. What you think, bro? You think it's gonna hit us? Like, do you think it's gonna spread like wildfire, like this?
Like COVID?
Definitely, I'm not very sure because number one, that's usually infectious diseases. Epidemiologists who are absolutely amazing. At understanding the spread of viruses, bacteria. But for monkeypox, I know it's a variant of the smallpox. And the smallpox vaccination did lead to the eradication of smallpox in humans in 19. Oh goodness, I should know this. I apologize. 90-somethings, eradication of smallpox, which was a huge milestone. Yeah, so we know some people are still vaccinated, but I'm unsure whether it would spread like wildfire.
But isn't monkeypox caused by sex? It's like transfer of liquids, right? So technically, if you don't fuck someone with monkeypox, which is very easy to detect, then just don't fuck someone with monkeypox, bro.
I think it's more of the hygiene thing. So I know it's endemic in Africa for a
while.
It's
endemic
now.
already.
It's in Africa for a while now. This has been a while. There was an imported case in Singapore some years ago. But it was really good proper hygiene, which I think COVID has taught us. It's very important, right? Proper hygiene. Don't anyhow touch everything, put into your mouth.
I still do that, but I'm a disgusting motherfucker.
But I heard it it expanded because of all the rave party in Europe and stuff like that, right?
So I've heard.
So people were touching each other. I think probably.
No lah, it's also making out and sex lah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite liberal out there in Europe, right? So I don't know lah. Maybe this is what I hear lah, right? So maybe that's how it transmitted really fast over there.
Well, I guess just keep
clean lah.
But it's infectious to animals also.
What?
So So if it infected rodents, and let's say there's rodents running around all the time, right? And they sort of bite you or something.
Or I don't know, maybe it's like your cat bites the rodent, like the mouse, and then you touch your cat, and then you get it.
GG.com. It's GG.com, bro.
So it's not the transmission of these kind of viruses, right?
It's stressing me out, bro.
Yeah, it does cause new kind of variants, lah. But really hard to say. I'm sorry, I'm not caught up in monkeypox.
I mean, technically, if everybody was extremely irresponsible and everybody started doing an orgy, right, every fortnight or some shit, then probably second pandemic, here we go, right? But I mean, realistically, right now, if you saw someone with lumpy skin, you would be like, bro, is that monkeypox? Then the guy would be like, yeah. Then you're like, maybe you work from home, lah, bro.
There are a few other conditions that can cause blistering skin conditions. So even chickenpox in adults. So I guess just maybe don't go too close. If they have vesicles, like what we call fluid-filled vesicles, right? Maybe don't touch it, help them pop
don't
it.
Don't high five them, lah, bro.
Yeah,
Shit,
but of course,
have you seen someone with monkeypox recently? No, right?
I've seen.
Or would they even come out if they had monkeypox?
Yeah, bro, I would be terrified, bro. Yeah. I'll stay at home, lock myself in the room, burn my arm off,
A little intense, John. A little intense. It's a self-limiting illness. Self-limiting.
That shit looks so bad, especially if you're trypophobic. If you're afraid of and then you saw that in your own arm, you'd be like, do I really need my arm? I don't think so, lah.
But John, you had chickenpox before, right?
Yeah, I had.
Yeah, isn't it blisters? Fluid-filled blisters?
Mine wasn't that bad, lah, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have any itches. I had a fever, and I actually told my dad like that. can I just not go to school? He's like, you're not going to school even if you wanted to go to school. Then I'm like, oh, that's great, you know. So what do? I was like, just stay at home lah. Then like, I don't know what's my homework. Ask your friend, take your homework back lah. What is this? What am I trying to figure out for you? Go figure out yourself lah. So in the end, right, I basically spent like 2 weeks playing Kingdom Hearts.
Wow. Nice.
Sick.
Yeah, man, which is a trash game right now lah. But at the time, it was godlike. So I spent 2 weeks just playing Kingdom Hearts, and I had a slight fever. That's it. But I was terrified of shingles because I heard, I don't know whether this is correct as well. If you get chickenpox, it's very likely you get shingles.
There's a higher likely chance to get shingles in the future.
But only when you're older.
Yeah, when you're older.
Like 40s to above.
If your immune condition changes lah. So I would recommend there's actually shingles vaccination. For elderly. Usually we vaccinate Singaporeans when they're a bit more elderly, at 65, 70 around there. Yeah. So I recommend going for the vaccination later on lah. I'll remind you lah. Don't worry lah, John.
And 40s, John, have you gotten your shingles vaccination?
So everybody should take shingles vaccination, right? Because like everybody gets chickenpox.
No, some people have their chickenpox vaccinated, so they don't actually get chickenpox. They go to vaccination, so it's very like less likely. But still, vaccinations are there. They're good. You know, I cannot speak for any other communities that say otherwise. But I'm just saying.
I know if you get chickenpox really late in your life, it's dangerous as well.
Oh, yeah, your immune system,
man,
because it's more developed, essentially, even with, we'll go in quite nasty lah. So that's why usually chickenpox in elderly, or adults lah, it's closer monitoring for sure.
Bro, actually, right? How the fuck did that word even come up? Like how is it called chickenpox? Is it because by eating poultry? Is it like caused by that?
Is it like a terminology about pox? Something pox.
Is it because it's the sound of what chickens make? Right, like how did chickenpox originate? Like, it's so strange how we never even questioned this. Wait, let's just we're googling this shit for the listeners. Okay, it's called varicella.
Yep, so varicella zoster is the name of the virus. But
okay. Is there a wiki? Maybe it's just chickenpox wiki.
Yeah, wait. Something about.
I'm sorry, I should be able to.
It's okay.
Just nail this out,
bro. What you chickenpox popping, bro? Wiki, bro. What you do? It's like D.
Popping?
No, wiki.
Wikipedia.
WIKI.
Why you want wiki?
Because I want to see how it originated. What's the?
Okay.
Contagious disease. Results in the okay. Airborne. Introduction in 1995. Wow, so new. Are you serious? 1995.
Sorry.
That's okay. Just scroll.
Various explanations suggested the use of chicken in the name, one being the relatively mildness of the disease. I guess that in the bottom there.
Bro, you read Citation so fucking 15. Fast. Citation 15.
After a while, when sometimes in medicine, you don't know everything off the top of your fingers. So you just Google fast. And
Wait, how can it start in 1995 when it's 1888 its connection to shingles was determined? 1658.
No, 1995.
The first.
The vaccine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the first documented chickenpox was in 1658. Wow. Have been suggested for the use of chicken to name mildness of the disease. Just because it's mild, you call it chicken. Doesn't make any sense. What's the correlation?
No, I try and remember what is that word, man. Pox something.
Society
something
and culture.
Pox.
Maybe under epidemiology. Point 8. You scroll a little bit there under that. So it's society and culture. Number 8.
Number 8. Yeah.
Click.
So there we go.
Not clear, but it may a relatively mild disease.
Chickpeas. It looks like chickpeas.
Looks like chickpeas.
Rash resembling chickenpox. Well, actually, these are things that
chicken to a child.
I'm pretty sure I've googled it before, going like, but then I didn't
Samuel
save
Johnson.
the information.
Okay. So interesting.
Anyway.
So yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Shit.
So what I heard, from what I understand, monkeypox is generally a self-limiting illness as well. So with proper self-care, isolation,
By self-limiting disease, do you mean
it will resolve by itself with time? You don't really have to treat anything. In shingles, essentially you can start on medications, antivirals, to in the early stages. It's shown greatest efficacy, which is greatest use when it started early.
Yeah.
Within 5 days of when you first notice it appears. So it actually then helps with recovery.
It could be, right? The whole hype about monkeypox is the fact that a lot of people just like to spread news and fear. I don't know whether this is true. I don't know. I get the feeling, right? Even, okay, so I'm going to be very clear. Lawson's the doctor here, not me, lah, right? I'm just some marketing dude, lah, okay.
I tell you, monkeypox is for crypto. Crypto is so down now. They need another pandemic, bro. They just need.
You think so? You think so?
Bro, the bull run came at the same time when
the pandemic
happened.
So they want another.
They want another boom. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I don't know lah. That's proper.
It makes sense though. There is a relation to it in some way lah. But I have a feeling lah. Okay, that it is spreading fear. Okay, but I had the same feeling about COVID. So I don't want to jinx it. I'm touching wood as I say this, right? Because when COVID happened, I always thought, I mean, is there really going to be a pandemic? Is it really going to affect all of our lives? Are people really going to die?
Yeah.
And then when shit hit the fan, I'm like, holy crap, people can die away.
Yeah.
Yep,
So I fully understand the sentiment. Essentially, when I was in Australia, I still remember I was in Australia. I was talking to my mom. I was like, "Oh, do you hear about COVID going on?" I was like, "Okay, well, it looks pretty mild, I guess." Mom was like, "Cold, but just be careful, lah." And so I've never regretted those words more. I'm like, "Oh man, I should have." Should have read a little bit more, should have known a little bit how bad, but you can't have a crystal ball to see how bad.
Yeah, man, you can't tell, man, these type of things.
Yeah.
And it spread like wildfire. I remember I was having a podcast about it.
Yeah.
And that's when things started getting serious in Just Ashes. We all got mic and everything. And then we were talking about it. I remember the podcast we did, right, was before the pandemic.
I see.
So we were talking about it and we were like, I don't know, it could be a hype thing lah. Then after that, when I posted it, I had to put a disclaimer. This was discussed before COVID. Because I was saying, this one I think bullshit one lah. Won't happen. Bro, Manat Tao is 2 years, 3 years in, is still somewhat affecting. People still wearing masks.
Once a generation, it happens and it affects our lives. But I think it did very well. What I said is, how flu, the cold lah.
The common cold.
Because everyone's wearing masks, right? So there's greater, it helps against spreading. People are more conscious about hachu or you cough, you cover your mouth. Yeah, so these are lessons.
Silver lining.
Yeah, lessons that...
wow, Lawson's fucking
very hard
positive
to say silver
today.
linings, but more of lessons you learn from this that you can apply general everyday life.
And I feel like we're more prepared, right? We're more prepared to handle for next pandemic, right?
Because we've seen how... it's terrible. It's a bad time.
It's a bad time.
Yeah.
Bro.
I'm trying to figure out what's the name of the...
Lost 2 years of my life, bro.
You didn't lose 2 years of your life. Jesus. What's the... Oh, it's we are the ESD, bro.
ESD.
Yeah. Earth Space. No, okay, context is right. I went to Genting with Lawson. We just got back today only. Okay? And we lost... I hate theme parks, bro.
Yeah.
But Lawson's a big theme park guy. And he was like, John, come lah, let's go theme park. I'm like, fuck lah, bro. Okay lah, never mind. You're coming to KL. Let's go lah, let's go. I do it for you, man. And he also belanja me for Six Flags in the US before.
Wow.
Right? So he's always the theme park guy.
Okay.
And I respect that. Okay, I wasn't a theme park guy. I think now I am a theme park guy.
Wow.
And I think he has changed me, bro. I feel like maybe I wasted my time in Japan not going to theme parks. Choc, have you been to Disney Sea? Nice, Oh, Universal Studios in Osaka better.
Damn.
Is it better than Disney Sea? Oh, I see. You like the extreme rides. Okay. But I fucking hate Osaka food lah. So I don't know lah. To me lah, personally, I just didn't find, I'm not a fan of it. So okay, back to the thing. So we went for a ride and it's Independence Day. Okay? So in Independence Day we were stuck in line for fucking long. Right? And I heard this video clip replay over and over again. It's like, we're Earth Space Defenders. This will never happen again. So when you were saying, no, we're more prepared, like the Earth Space Defenders. It's an inside joke lah. All the audience is saying, this John, right? What the fuck does this got to do with Jesus fucking Christ, dude. But I think you're right lah. We're definitely more ready lah.
Yeah, and there's definitely a greater kind of understanding of public health.
Yeah.
Preventive.
Yeah, for sure.
Medicine, yeah, going forward from this.
I think it has made Malaysia a lot better when it comes to sanitation. For sure. Bro. After when you touched on KLIA, I remember I asked you what the toilet's like. You're like, okay
Clean.
Bro, I tell you right, if you came before COVID, right, you'd be like, wow.
It's disgusting, bro.
Malaysia never changed, way.
Bro, just tell them about your Cameron Highland stories.
Bro, all I'm saying is, right, the toilets over here are very poorly maintained. And now it's much better. Right? People care now. Right? And I don't know whether this is true. I don't know who I heard it from. I think it was Jen who told me. And she's going to hate me if she hears this. And she's going to be like, Yang, I didn't say that. But I got a feeling it's her lah. She said, right, do you know why Malaysia's toilets are always wet? You notice? Most of the toilets we go to are always wet, bro.
The bidet lah.
Of course, it's the bidet lah. But like, why? You know. But when you're in Australia, it's not wet.
No. Okay, because like
Yeah.
like Malay people have to wash their feet.
Yeah.
And like
They have this relationship with water, and water is cleansing.
Okay.
It's like purity, so they have to wash.
Yeah.
Whereas, like Angmos and white people overseas,
They just wipe.
they just wipe. And for me, when I went to the US, I thought that was disgusting. I was like, what the fuck?
You don't know, man.
All of us, I'm sure, in this table right now, right, have this mutual understanding in our heads, right? Like, bro, wiping is not enough, bro.
It's not enough.
Right? But you know, after I came back from the US, I believe wiping is enough.
Yeah.
I really, really think so. Because just go home and shower properly and wash your underwear, bro. But wipe until, don't leave like a huge stain there. Wipe until it's dry lah.
No lah, bro. Wiping not enough.
No, I don't think so. Because
You
when-
need wash and then wipe it, bro.
of course, I do that now because I'm in Malaysia. But when you were there,
There, yeah.
you just wipe lah. Right?
I just wet the tissue and just wipe it, bro.
I'm with Yuren's camp.
Yeah.
At least it's
Or
not
like if
enough.
I got any of that
Wet wipe.
wet wipes, yeah.
But wet wipes clog up the toilet though.
The flushable, there are flushable wet wipes.
Yeah.
They can that apparently
Are much
degrade
better.
properly so that it doesn't block up the toilet system. But wet.
Yeah. But you see, I think
Strange
we
combination,
grow
right?
we grow up, but we grow up with that. But I think in
Yeah.
Malaysia now,
Yeah.
I went in Genting also. There's no bidet, bro.
Yeah, man?
Yeah, it's slowly changing. I went to what the fuck is that mall called? I don't know lah. Where Beauty in the Pot is lah.
GPO.
No, it's not GPO. It's the mall itself.
The Sky Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, no bidet, bro. It's just tissue only. I'm like, wow, damn, it's becoming drier every day. And when it's a dry toilet, it's a clean toilet. Let's be real, bro. Let's be real. Like, have you all been to a dirty toilet, right, overseas? And if you did, it's probably someone shit or piss on the ground.
Yes.
Let's be real,
Fair, yeah.
right?
Fair.
But when it's wet, they are like water park in the fucking cubicle, bro, inside there. They are just like, yeah, that type of shit, and it's a mess. That's why it's so fucking dirty, dude. So I think after COVID, they realized wet equals dirty, so we try to limit it. So now it's just the bidet is attached to the toilet bowl, like in Mid Valley. I think now the bidet is attached to the toilet bowl, right?
Yeah.
And now you wipe only.
I see.
Yeah,
It's
you
like
see,
Japan lah.
Yeah, it's like Japan, but Japan is the automated, and then they say arigato
yeah.
gozaimasu after you wash your ass, that shit lah, right?
I feel like we should just follow Japan, bro. Just follow Japan, bro.
Right.
Every fucking toilet with a shooting bidet up your ass, bro.
Bro, I've been trying to lead this movement for a long time, right? I've been trying to lead this movement for a long
Bro,
time,
I
right?
tell you, it's so fucking nice also.
Yeah, and it's like this monk that like
Yeah.
opens up a new world, you know? And then your asshole is like, hey, I'm so clean. But I think post-COVID, not just toilets. Like if you look at hand sanitizers everywhere, and if you look at escalators,
Yes, they have the one that helps clean because it's such high touch.
hand touch rate.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, where was all this, bro? You know when I was a kid, I used to grow up going to hawker stalls, seeing how disgusting they were. I mean, in Malaysia, right? And only now, right? Only now in maybe whilst in 2020 is real, bro.
Yeah.
Hygiene is like legit. Like, thank God, right?
Evolution,
They
bro.
give a fuck about hygiene now, you know.
Evolution, bro.
Am I wrong to say this? Am I wrong to say this, Ashok?
No.
Only in 2020 they really give a fuck about hygiene, you know.
It's, I guess,
You needed a pandemic to move Malaysia, bro. So you came at the right time. Post-pandemic, Malaysia's a much better place.
Clean.
Right.
But Mama's
bit
still
so far.
dirty though.
Oh yes, I'm down with that. Like,
Bro, but at least Ajima try, bro. They still have hand sanitizer.
Bro, they don't try, bro. They never try, bro.
Okay, so right, that day, right,
Yeah.
I was like, hey, Lawson, you go mama or not? I asked him, then Jen was like, yeah, I don't think you should bring her Ajima. I'm like, why? Just show him the toilet. I just stopped by, asked him to go in the toilet and see any.
Yeah.
Then Jen was like,
No, totally.
don't ruin people's trip. Yeah. Bro, that mama's toilet, right, is so fucking bad, man. It's so bad, right?
I mean, you go to Ajima for the food, right?
Yeah, the food.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly,
You
bro.
Go home for the toilet, I guess.
Bro, there was one time I was doing a 5K run, right? Oh, sorry, a 10K run, right?
Yeah.
And I was like 7K in already. And it was too far to walk back, bro.
Oh dear.
I went to Ajima, bro. And when I took a shit there, right? First of all, it's a broken seat.
Oh dear.
So,
Half squat.
bro,
I
I was
understand
hovering, bro. I was hovering.
Hovering.
I was hovering and I was taking a shit.
Yeah.
Doing squats.
Yeah. After a 7K run is not easy, okay?
dear.
Your knees are trembling, bro. Okay? And then for some reason, right, I don't know why people don't flush the toilet paper after they wipe their ass one. Why do they throw it in the bucket next to it? You savage motherfucker.
Yep. And
Right?
then you see shit stains on the fucking
Bro,
tissue.
it's like artwork on in the bucket. I'm like,
Yeah, bro. Fucking for real, bro. That's real, man.
ferocious people.
Ferocious.
I don't know why they do that. But I think post-pandemic, not so bad now.
I see.
I mean, it's still bad. I'm not saying I would lick the floor, bro. Okay, let's dial back.
Bro, how is that even... Why is that even in your skill, bro? Licking the floor.
No, I judge everything by how clean is it if you can lick it. If you lick it and you get like 10 diseases, then it's not... No, man.
Okay.
You know?
Well, John had told me before last time in San Francisco, he cleaned the floor so well. He was like, "You can eat off this floor, bro."
Yeah.
I was like, "John, I'm not gonna do it." And he was like tempted. He like took like potato or something, like want to put it on the floor. I'm like, bro, stop it. John, please. You prove your point by how shiny the floor is.
I pushed things
Do
to the
not
limit,
eat it
bro.
on the floor. Please.
I even ate it off the toilet bowl before.
What?
Yeah, that's how confident I was.
Yeah, he cleaned the whole thing. He closed the toilet bowl, and then you know how the
lid,
top, the top of the lid. He cleaned it so well. He's like, I'm gonna eat. So he actually sat in front of the closed toilet and eat.
Yeah.
Down
I
there.
shared food with you, John.
Me too, bro.
But it's people like me that caused the pandemic, technically, you know. But bro, that one I scrubbed it down, right, with bleach and shit, like
did.
twice
Understandable,
over.
understandable.
Right? So technically, right, that shit cleaner than the fucking sink, okay? Technically, if you didn't wash your sink, your sink is dirtier.
But did you scrub underneath? Because
Of course.
Yeah,
the
he,
splashbacks.
Of
there, bro.
course.
he cleaned.
I clean everything in and out.
It's pretty amazing, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know, I saw this study, right, about how your countertop, your kitchen countertop is dirtier than your toilet bowl. Did you know that? Think about it. You come back home. Okay? Most people put their groceries on the kitchen counter. Most people put their handbags on the kitchen counter. You put your phone on the kitchen counter. You put your food on the kitchen counter, bro. But your toilet bowl is constantly flushed, and when there's a stain, you immediately bleach it.
That's true, I mean.
Perspective is your countertop is disgusting, bro.
Okay.
So right, there's this guy who calculated the germs, right? On the I don't know where this is the American ad or some shit.
Yeah.
The kitchen countertop holds more bacteria compared to your toilet bowl.
I mean, you can
You
just
wanna check?
swap. Essentially, just you can swap lah. You can just swap the
Right,
countertop,
right.
swap something, and then just see what grows lah.
Yeah.
But of course, I think the bacteria will be different given the different environment. But you know,
It's savagely dirty, bro. That one. Your kitchen
And you can
countertop.
see it under like UV lights, right?
Yeah, you know the blue light thing.
You can
Yeah,
see
man.
cum stain.
So that's why.
okay.
wow, bro, chill, bro. We're not coming all over the fucking place, lah. Okay. But all I'm saying is, right, a lot of people don't take this into account. That's why I'm like very particular with my groceries and all that shit now. I just like put it on the ground. Might as well. It's dirty as fuck already. You know? Then after you just wipe it down. Even eggs. You know, eggs. Comes out with chicken's ass. There's like literal shit stains there, but people still one-hand that shit when they fried it. Good lord.
I thought they clean it.
Bro, you need to go Ajima and see,
sanitize it
bro.
or some shit, bro.
No, man. They don't, bro.
Oh.
Yeah, man. It's not Singapore, bro. But I think Singapore is damn hygienic as fuck. Right?
It is. It's clean.
But Japan had the foresight, I think. They are like the forefathers of hygiene, bro. They have understood. Like
Bro, they started wearing masks like way before even pandemic happened.
we were wearing masks before it was cool.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, it's the understanding that
they see us, they like, you cute lah.
there's a social responsibility essentially. Like, you know, I don't want to pass my code
Yeah.
to someone else, right? Yeah. So that kind of thought, thinking, like, you know, sort of permeated into society after COVID.
But
during
was
COVID,
mask is mask wearing still like a thing where a lot of the older generation still accept in Singapore? Or are there some who like, fuck it, I'm not wearing a mask?
I mean, when outdoors, in you know, because we have our essentially the rules and instructions to follow lah. Yeah, but then outdoors, you know, now you don't have to wear a mask if you're in open air lah. But when you go into a shopping mall or hawker center and stuff like that, people wear their masks. You know, it's instinctual.
But they're compliant, lah, bro.
Yeah, you're just used to it, you know, and sometimes when you wear a mask, if you have like a pimple or something, it covers it up.
You guys follow regulations, bro. Not like us, bro.
I went to Genting, right? Then Jen was like, hey, you want to go see the casino or not? Then he was like, hey, need to pay one to enter. Then me and Jen like, huh? You need to pay to enter? And he's like, minimum buy-in to go on or not?
Yeah, correct.
Then I was like, Genting don't need, bro. Walk in only.
It's not even a buy-in. I remember, I think for MBS, it's
Minimum one,
you have to
betting.
put a certain amount in before you're let into the casino.
Oh,
I see.
Because it's like, you know, you have to control.
Show your seriousness.
Yeah, you have to control who goes in. You know, it's very strict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in
But it's the same one in Genting, right?
no, Genting walk in only, bro.
Walk in?
Yeah,
I thought we have
walk
to
in.
buy like a 15 ringgit card.
walk
No,
in, bro.
just walked in. Which I was a bit like, walked
Yeah.
in and I saw.
So compliance-wise, right,
Oof.
went inside there, right? You know how many no smoking signs are there? So many. And it's in bright neon red.
Hey, do you guys see like candies underneath the table?
What the fuck?
No,
You all didn't know, bro.
What is candy? Like
You know
sweets?
toyol, bro. Toyol.
Bro, you're speaking like Tagalog to me. What are you saying?
No, apparently,
yeah.
people throw sweets underneath the table. It's like some, not feng shui lah, but you know, some, what would you call that? Like some tradition
Okay.
where they just chase away ghosts, like those kid ghosts.
Do you know this?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I was going to say how there are a lot of people who are just fuck the mask and they start smoking in the casino, but I don't know how we're going to do that.
Okay, go back to that.
Wait, bro. That's quite interesting, bro. So you're telling me...
It is, yeah. I didn't know
Okay,
that.
okay,
yeah.
You know, those people with really, how to say it? Those guys that are really superstitious
Yeah, yeah.
would actually really bring candy and throw it down underneath
Like-
their
like White
table.
Rabbit, like Hacks,
Anything, bro. Anything.
Sugus.
Sneakers.
I don't think anybody's going to throw a Snickers bar, bro. That's like a lot of
A
luck.
full Mars bar, just like, nope.
Bro, at this point, you go airport, right? Give me all your chocolate. Give me all your chocolate, bro. You just toss bags under.
Apparently, you know, that's their superstition.
I see.
I heard a lot of stories about that. Yeah, just to chase away those toyos. Because toyos are like ghosts that steal money.
Can you Google that shit? Toyol.
Yeah. It looks like Yoda.
Very what?
Mischievous?
They're very mysterious.
Mischievous.
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 Bro, that looks like Yoda, bro.
Yoda, bro. I'm
That's
telling you,
Shrek.
man. Baby
Ooh,
Yoda.
that's scary.
Yeah, it's like Shrek.
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck?
That's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alamak.
So like this is
Is that a penis?
No.
Rumah Ustaz pula jadi sasaran.
which one? Which one? You
What's that pink color thing?
Which one?
Bro, the hands. It's holding something pink.
This?
No.
This one.
What's that?
Oh shit, that's a penis, right?
I thought that was a penis, bro. But it looks like unagi as well down there. So who knows, right? No lah, can't be a penis lah, bro.
No, it's not.
Maybe a vibrator lah.
Okay, wait.
Maybe it's just a sweet.
Are we
right?
set? Wait,
Okay.
are we going too far?
No, bro.
okay,
It's a
yeah.
conversation. Who the fuck cares, man, at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we didn't see any sweets underneath the thing, but what me and John and I was talking to Alyssa about it. So we walk by and you see people who have like a lot of money, you know, invested in the slot machines, right?
Yeah, man.
And that makes you wonder, like, wow, that's a lot of money, you know, like. Number one, like, can they afford it? You know, John was telling me like, there's so many. When we were going back to our car, there was like the loan sharks, and they put their name.
Yeah, bro. My car parked there, right?
Yeah.
One night only, fucking 3 cards there. Want to borrow money, whatever, bro.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, man. Damn intense.
so shocking. So
I think it's a normal thing, bro.
yeah,
It's quite normal, lah. Like a lot of hawker store people, like when they have their day off.
Oh yeah, bro. Last time, right, Genting's toilet, right, used to have like numbers, bro. People they're writing their number. This all the alongs, bro. Their number.
They write their number on the toilet door.
Yeah, they write their number on the toilet.
need
door.
money, pay money.
Yeah, bro.
Oh dear.
Come to me, man. That
Serious
kind of
shit,
shit. Yeah.
What the
Oh, no.
fuck?
Thanks, bro.
Genting toilets, Actually quite strategic, because when you're crying in the toilet, you lose all your money.
Yeah.
You probably see the along.
One last try.
But I know it's quite common, right? That a lot of hawker store people, they spend their day off in Genting and just gamble everything away because it's a cash-based
dear.
business. So they just go there and just whack. It's a cultural thing, you know?
Is it?
Yeah, they love the thrill of it. But I think it's a Chinese thing. Only Chinese people love to gamble like shit.
The
I don't know what the
adrenaline
fuck
is real, bro. Did you guys gamble?
No, definitely not. So like I was saying, Alyssa.
Wait, technically we did lah, bro.
Huh? We did?
Yeah, we like bought the thing to buy the prizes,
Which one?
the games, you know.
Those are oh my goodness. He's talking about those like arcade fun side games. True, okay, there is an element of skill and luck to it, yeah. But I mean, me and Alyssa were just talking, going like, wow, that's a lot of money that people are putting in. Like, and these are quite elderly people as well.
Yeah, man.
Just wondering, wow, this is like maybe they just do this because it's a way to kill time. Like how we're having podcasts, we can kill time. You know. But
I think it's 50-50 lah, bro. Sometimes kill time, but I think 50% also it's addiction lah, dude.
it's addictive, yeah, definitely.
It's
So-
sheer addiction. You see in your eyes, one. You know,
Yeah.
if it's for fun, right? The eyes look like this, bro.
For those who are not seeing, John's like emoting.
Yeah, I'm showing my eyes.
aggressively.
But addiction is,
Yeah.
bro, it's like an intense Byakugan stare, you know. It's
I
like,
see.
fuck.
So it's addiction, definitely.
Definitely addiction, bro. Dude, these guys are fucking heavily invested in. And that's why there are no windows. There's no fucking clocks.
Yeah.
So you don't see the time. You know what I noticed that day when we went?
Yeah.
I saw, right, how they have the date. That's it. They have a date only, bro. So if you see the... actually, they have a day and date, like Wednesday, whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So if you saw the day and date, and then you're like, still Wednesday. Bro, I'm telling you, man, it's to feed the shit. Then if you see, only Thursday, I think it can go a bit more, like 1 hour, lah. Bro, by the time you know
1
your
hour is
Friday.
Friday, bro.
Yeah.
It's
You know?
so problematic, honestly.
But
Like,
are the casinos like that in Singapore as well? Do they not have windows and all
I
that?
haven't gotten.
Oh, yeah. You have to buy
I
it,
never
right?
gone. Me and Lisa just walk by and we see it. We're like, okay, this is MBS. Cool. And then we just continue on our way.
I know
Yeah.
Vegas is like that, bro.
Yeah, Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas with no windows.
Serious?
Yeah, no clocks.
Oh, you haven't been to the Marina Sands Bay?
Marina Bay Sands, the casino.
Casino? Yeah, never walked in before. Yeah. So all I know of it is like, you look through the plexiglass, just looking there. I'm like,
Oh, so you can see through lah.
a little bit, yeah. So you just see a little
Like
bit. and
silhouettes and shit.
like, okay, there's a lot of slot machines.
Alright.
Fantastic. You just walk. Yeah.
I've only been to 2 casinos lah. I've only been to the one
Vegas?
and the one in Genting. Both also looks the same, except one is more Chinese people, one is more white people.
Fair.
Yeah, man. But actually, even in Vegas, also a lot of Asian people lah.
Vegas is a lot.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's such a tourist hub. I mean, now
Yeah, man.
it's reopening.
But I think Vegas has become this new non-tourist, like live there full time type of location now. You know, a lot of locals there.
I know Gio and Bud.
Who's Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, the Barbell Brigade
The
YouTuber.
JK Films guy.
Oh.
Yeah. They I think one of them moved to Las Vegas or something.
It's Joe, bro.
Oh,
John, is it Joe or John? I
No,
forgot.
but
Is it Bart?
Kwan and his
Gio,
wife. Yeah, Gio.
But they got the gym though, in LA.
yeah, I think they go down there. Like,
Oh shit!
time,
But Vegas has been a new thing, bro. Like I remember I
Mm.
listened to Joe Rogan and Steve Aoki went there as well. A lot of people moved to Vegas, man. Yeah,
You just cannot take LA anymore, right?
yeah, Kelly is just fucked up, lah.
San Francisco is high
Yeah.
cost of living.
Yeah, I was just talking to Lawson about it. How like we miss a lot of the little things that we used to experience in SF. But the last round I went there, I think it was like 2019 or some shit like that, lah. I went for a conference in Vegas, so I stopped by SF, right, to see my aunt and my uncle. Bro, it's damn bad, lah.
Why?
Yeah, it's a lot of homeless people. Like, there's more shit on the ground. Last time you see like 1 or 2, but now it's like every street show gone, bro.
Unfortunately, I mean, when you gentrify an area, essentially when you make it, when you sort of whitewash an area,
Yeah.
then people who are staying there before couldn't afford the new
They're
locations.
kicked out.
They kicked out, lor. They get evicted, and it's really sad, lah. I mean, so homelessness and poverty is.
It's damn bad, bro.
Yeah.
It's really bad. And like, I feel a lot of the people there are quite rude compared to the people in New York, which is a very stark contrast to when I was studying there and I went to New York. Because last time in New York, it was more of the hustle bustle and then people are damn rude. But now it's the reverse, you know. I feel like all the tech people there, right, are quite rude compared to the people in New York. And in New York, people are like,
Chill.
I wouldn't say poor, but I mean, they are chill, but I wouldn't say they're poor, but I think they're more down to earth.
Oh, really?
Like the pizzerias and all that, I think they're more chill compared to the SF vibe now. I think it can be the same can be said for LA, but I haven't been to LA, I don't know. I just hear a lot.
So, what are they planning to do to fix this homelessness thing?
Nothing.
Why nothing, bro?
Just
What, in San Francisco? Oh, yeah. No
the
idea.
whole of California, nothing, bro. You know, right? There's this law that says you can steal.
Huh?
Yeah, you can walk into a CVS or a Walgreens, which is kind of like the KK Mart slash I don't know, AIA pharmacy, whatever over here, right? AA pharmacy, right? Just go in there and just take the stuff and walk out.
How the
As long as you don't steal more than like $1,000, you can just take it. And then like security guards can't even do anything.
Isn't there like, you know how they have the kind of credit you get if you are in financial straits, dire financial straits, and you can go exchange it for groceries?
Yes,
Is
but
it the
this
same
one
thing as
doesn't.
that?
Like, no, they just steal
straight
it,
up.
bro.
What you mean?
Just
They're just allowed to go in and
Google
take
the shit, bro. I'm telling you, you just search like San Francisco, walk out, steal or some shit like that. Sure, they show you articles on it.
If you're wondering, me and Yue Ren are giving the hashtag doubt face. but
San Francisco,
steal.
steal items, Walgreens, whatever lah. Steal items. Bro, what the
Wrong with
fuck?
The internati.
In Illuminati. Steal items, CVS.
I think while Yue Ren is kind of searching this, I want to bring back one quick point, essentially about this gambling thing. So if people who are listening to this or know people who find themselves, who have family members, loved ones, friends who are spending way beyond their means, who are borrowing money, like really going all out to gamble, but realize that, they're in very dire straits, there's something you can do about it, definitely. There are many, many resources. I'm not sure the resources in Malaysia for gambling addiction, but in Singapore there is. To reach out.
There's really always, bro, but the thing is, like, people don't even admit that shit.
It's tough.
It's tough to admit that you have a gambling problem because when you know, bro, you see, why shoplifting is now de facto legal in California.
3rd August 2021.
Damn. Yeah, bro. And it's been ongoing for a long time. So technically, if you have a business now, you're fucked already. See, walk into an SF, Walgreens, CVS, and empty the shelves. This is like,
no wonder people moving out, lah, bro.
That's
this
why.
is the kind of shit you.
Bro, it's just the SJW / like forward woke mentality. Like, hey, stealing is okay. You go beyond and beyond and beyond. Yeah, man, crazy. But yeah, I mean, I think if you have a gambling addiction or any addiction, whether it's like tobacco or whatever, so a lot of people find it hard to admit it, bro.
Asian culture, it's very tough for you to admit you have a problem. Be it, some medical problems, some people are a bit reserved.
Yeah.
Psychiatric problems even worse.
Man.
You won't admit to someone that you're not mentally well, right? And it's something that I think the COVID really, with people being so isolated, they're just at home. Yep. Some people, direct their energy to like something new, like growing plants.
Yeah, bro.
Respect.
But you can be addicted to that too,
To plants?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I've seen friends who like really decorate their house to look like freaking Amazon rainforest. Really cool. I mean, the air
you can go deep, man.
Air is fresh.
Especially when you have like this obsession behavior. You have this obsessive behavior and then you like, I found something and I want to put like 100% effort, and then you start having tunnel vision because you only want to do that one thing.
We're in that new phase now where plants are like, it used to be pets, right? Like dogs are pets. Now plants are pets and dogs are like your kids, right?
Yeah, bro. Because we can't afford real kids.
Yeah.
Kids are tough, man.
Bro, it's a tightening phase for us, bro. They say Gen X had it worse, bro.
Bro, now no fucking way Gen X had it worse. No fucking way Gen X had it worse, bro. There's no fucking way. Bro, all I want to say, right, is I was listening to a podcast, okay, with 2 men who are from Gen X, okay?
Okay.
And this Gen X guy has a daughter. And the daughter is borderline Gen Y.
Okay.
He is borderline Gen X, technically.
Alright.
Okay. And she was complaining about, the pandemic just ended, and now we have a fucking war going on. What the fuck, when do we ever catch a break? And he actually admitted, right, and said, wow, actually it's true, man. These Gen Y people really have been through a lot, bro. We went through, as a kid, 9/11. Like, we are so okay with this. We are so like, 9/11. 9/11, no? But just imagine if you were an American citizen living in New York and you're like 10 years old and you see a fucking airplane directly smashes itself into a building twice within the space of like fucking 15 minutes.
Okay.
You just imagine the chaos that ensues and how many people are set on fire jumping off the building. You just try to imagine that shit. As a kid, I can remember 9/11. I woke up early in the morning to go to school, 6 a.m. I saw on the news, CNN, I see people jumping off the windows that are broken because they can't handle the heat. And I just thought that was normal.
Yep.
Because to me, I play a lot of GTA. So I'm just like, people die, lor.
Yeah.
That's it, lor. Because you can't fathom death, right? So young. You're so like, it's so normal.
Yeah.
We grow older. Then there's like the Iraq, Afghanistan, whatever war also. And then you see people get shot. And then you see like ISIS and shit.
Yeah.
And we are smart enough to go to dark web, so you see videos of people getting shot and shit. Yeah. Bro, let's be real. Okay, I don't know whether you've done it, but I know I've done it. Okay? And I know Yue Ren has done it also. We have seen it and we're like, wow, that is so hardcore. And this is the age of social media and videos being so accessible. Yep. So you see a lot of things like guys cutting off their fingers and shit. And we are like, wow, that's kind of fucked up, bro. And then we're like, okay, so we're going to eat.
Yes.
True. So true, right?
True.
Okay, so we go past that, right? And then we think, okay, now we're adults, right? We have money, right?
First phase trauma. Okay.
Yeah.
Go second phase.
Then we go through adulthood, right? Boom. Fucking pandemic. The moment we are supposed to hit managers.
Yeah.
We are like mid-20s, hitting late late 20s. Most of us Gen-wise.
Okay.
And we are expecting, okay lah, I think this is my time where I become a manager. Setback. Fucking pandemic. Here you go, motherfuckers. Everybody loses 50% lose their job. Another fucking 20% commit suicide. And people are overworked like dogs.
Yep.
Okay, we come out of the pandemic, we're like, okay. We have survived. Whoa. Bro, what the fuck, dude? Fuck you, Gen Y. God's pointing both fingers at us, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, Singapore don't have chicken, bro.
Yeah. It's true.
Bro, at this point, right, by the time we're 50, right, no rice also, we're like, I mean, it's normal. No rice, no chicken, no rice. Singapore lost its national dish. Malaysia has no toilets. We just shit on the fucking floor now. Bro, all I'm saying is we got it real fucking tough, lah, okay?
Yeah.
The people that make it through this, right, I think, personally speaking, right, had it a lot worse than World War II people. Really? Because World War II, you either die or survive, right? But we have to survive because we can't die. If you die, right, it's your fault because you're pussy. You can't even handle your own life. Bro, at least someone kills you in World War II, you know. You don't have a choice. You're like, oh, you're a Jew, you die. Or you're Asian, you die. Bro, if you are just like, hey man, I just want to be an accountant, get fired. Oh my God. You're just trying to live a normal life somehow.
Yeah, bro.
And not only that, to add fuel to the flames, right? The boomer all shit on you. This is Gen Y all pussy. Right? Wow, we don't catch a break, bro. So that guy, right, admittedly on the podcast was like, I think Gen Y got it real tough, man. Okay, Lawson, hit me, bro.
Anyways, John, you know I'm wearing this like X-brand shorts, right? For Singapore, they're damn sweaty and humid, man. I'm going to be in Malaysia for a little bit. What's the solution for this?
Bro, easy, bro. Bottom slap pants, bro. Just use the code YAMCHA10. Then you can ship it directly to your address where you're staying in Malaysia for now. Currently, it's only in Malaysia, lah. But, bro, I hook you up, lah. YAMCHA10 only. I give you 10% discount, bro. I think they have this like multiple offer packages that I think, so you just gotta check out our website. Just let me know lah. That help you get it.
Pretty awesome stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
Looking
So
forward.
use the code YAMCHA10 for 10% discount. Go do it, guys. Do it.
YAMCHA10.
Even a guy from Singapore is doing it. You should do it too. Although some of the viewers are Singaporeans, so they're like, hey, what the fuck, bro? But yeah, enjoy the rest of the podcast, guys. Love you long time.
Thanks, guys.
I feel like we're the middle child, you know, like we're the middle child of generations, bro. We like, you know, like the elders are the Gen X, Gen Y middle child, and then the Gen Z is getting all the good shit.
All the TikToks
and they earn money from that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like they just have to play game and earn money. What?
Yeah, I thought careers were important. No, man.
No more.
Clearly, it's just tits, bro.
No more.
I'm serious, man. I think boomers and Gen X got it, like, I wouldn't say easy lah, but I think easier than us. Really, man. I think we got it real hard, way. But then, I mean, this is coming from a place of privilege. I think, like, for me, my life is not bad. It's not bad. But I mean, you compare it to a lot of the other people that are from out of state or like more rural areas. I think they got it real tough, man.
Yeah, right. Gratitude, bro.
I mean,
Life
COVID
is.
COVID changed, man.
Yeah, COVID changed. So you were saying like 2 years just went by, you know. So for a lot of people, they lose their job. You know, they become very mentally stressed. You know, it's a very tough time for a lot of people. So, you know, we know that, you know, we used to be so afraid talking about mental health issues, right? But, you know, now with COVID and the pandemic, being alone, you know, being so isolated, only seeing people, it's a bit different, right? You know, talking to people face to face,
it's true.
Being on Zoom 24/7, right? And then there's no life separation, like John was saying, your office is your bedroom.
Yep, correct.
Hey, you speak nearer, bro.
Sorry. Yeah, so your office is your bedroom. So isn't it quite sad lah? So I guess there's more and more highlights about how people are talking about, you know, the pandemic made them realize they're a little bit, you know,
this is a great resignation. You know, a lot of people resign because they're like, fuck
happy with their
this.
jobs, you know, they're happy with their life, you know, do they know what they want to do, you know? So yeah.
It's true, man. And the fact that I mentioned how you can't even differentiate between the difference between work and home because of that whole work from home. It only stresses how a majority of our places where we stay are condos. Like, we can't even afford landed property. Last time I bet, right, if you were a baby boomer, born in the 60s, 50s, whatever, I bet with you, right, if you worked at McDonald's, right, and became a manager, you can still afford a house. I bet you, right, if that time, right, you get an accountant, you can buy a bungalow, bro. Correct. Am I wrong? Am I wrong to say this shit? But now, right, if you work a full-time job, right, at Deloitte or some shit, audit, I don't even think you can afford lunch, bro. No. Let's be real. If you live by yourself in the city, Singapore is much better. But in KL, right, I bet if you lived in the city, Kuala Lumpur, downtown, and you worked at Deloitte, I don't know, RHB Bank or whatever, your salary is no more than 3,000 ringgit. That is damn difficult, dude. And I think maybe Singapore is a bit better for sure, because I think like ratio to purchasing, your purchasing power is much better compared to us. But even that one also, I feel is not justified.
Yeah.
Because like, how do you expect a new generation to have new kids when you can't even sustain your own, right?
Yeah, it's definitely tough because this whole policy, essentially government policy, drives drives everything like essentially in the country. Yeah, so for all I know, for Singaporeans who are getting their first house, essentially their HDB, and it's their first one, there's quite a bit of subsidies.
Yeah.
So
you have subsidies as well.
there's quite a few subsidies for first home buyer lah.
Wow.
We
also
that
have-
as well,
You also have that as well, right? Yeah, you're
yeah,
saying. Yeah. So I guess these are things definitely the government are trying to
Encourage.
like own your own home.
Yeah, lor.
For how about for families? Was there like some bonus if you
But
have like
own
a
your
second
home and
kid?
don't eat, bro.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, man.
That's
Yeah,
what we're
the
facing,
mortgage
bro.
is very, very tough.
It's true, man. Like, I think if you're, let's say you are mid-20s to hitting early 30s, right? And if your salary is about maybe 5K, 6K, it's not that bad. I think it's pretty decent, 5, 6K. Even if it's 4.5 to 6, let's just say, right? You can. But if you're living alone and you're paying for mortgage, even if it's a subsidized house, it's damn hard, bro. Like, I think even if you eat if you tapao from home, it's really challenging. You need financial assistance, man. It's very difficult. And I don't think it's the same I think it's maybe Singapore is the only exception within Southeast Asia, but I think Philippines is going through the same thing. Thailand going through the same thing. Vietnam. I mean, the list goes on, right? Within this region. Only the exceptions within Asia are probably like Japan, Korea, and Singapore. Even China also, bro. Have you seen the Shanghai lockdowns? My God.
Yeah, it was,
Bro, Shanghai
shocking.
bro. It's fucking hardcore. I know 2 friends from Shanghai.
oh dear.
And like one of them, he's white right? And Mike, if you're hearing this, everybody calls him white. He calls himself white, so it's not racist thing, okay? So Mike, right, he married a local, and he also left Shanghai. He's like, fuck this shit, this is fucking ridiculous. 2 months lockdown already, dude. CCP number 1, bro.
Yeah. Oh.
But it's alleviating, right? I
Getting
feel
better,
like-
I think.
Bro, my
Yeah.
other friend, I don't want to say
Yeah.
her name, but she's still there. She's still under lockdown. She's like,
Yeah.
another pasta dish today. Dude, it's damn hard, man. People are like committing suicide as well.
so apocalyptic
Yeah, I
there
think I
right now,
saw.
bro.
Have you seen the robot?
Yeah.
You see the robot? There is a robot, like a dog drone, that walks around the streets of Shanghai and
Yeah.
says, calm down.
Yeah.
The Chinese government has it under control.
True.
Is
Yeah.
that from Black Mirror?
Yes, it
Yes,
is from
bro.
fucking Black Mirror, bro. It is from fucking Black Mirror, dude. It's
Yeah, man.
insane. It is
There's
the
an
same
episode-
fucking dog.
Oh, it is.
The dog that
No.
attacks people.
Yeah,
yes.
and they even had that flying drone because there's apartments where like people are banging on their fucking windows saying like
To protest.
Yeah, to protest this, and then they like have a drone that says "calm down, calm down."
Bro, it's fucking hardcore, day. So I think I think only Japan, Korea, and maybe Singapore have it somewhat good. But even in Korea, I think if you live in Seoul, I heard the average commute time is like an hour. One way. So you spend 2 hours a day in
Traffic.
traffic.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
man.
rough.
Yeah, just to get into the city. Because Seoul is pretty big, lah.
Yeah, fair.
So like I
Traffic is
think,
bad.
and you can't afford it. I feel like we are, like what Ren said. Like I think this is a quote from Fight Club. Actually, we are the middle child of society of history. Nobody gives a fuck about us, man. But hopefully we make things better for the next generation. And we are still fucking like, it's okay, be good to the next generation.
Yeah, man, we're too nice, bro. Too nice. Bro.
Mana tahu the next world war is started by us. We're like, fuck this, man, revolution, bro.
I mean, they always say like, you go through hard times, you develop grit, you develop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You become.
What's that
tougher.
Joe Rogan saying? Hard times make hard
hard
man,
man.
soft times make soft man, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
And then soft men make hard times.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. It's fucking boomers lah.
But in
Softies.
North Korea, it's always hard.
I think it's damn tough lah. What we go through, right?
Yeah.
Especially, I remember you were talking to us about how like even professions as doctors, you have to work really long hours, right? Like I don't know whether I can say the amount of hours, bro. Can I say it? I cannot say it, right?
Just long hours lah. So I think there's long hours, definitely. There are times where it's quite significantly tiring. You know, there are times where it's very tough lah. But I mean, there's things in place to help mitigate. You know how there's always if you're tired, you're sleep deprived. You know, people make mistakes. Right? Yeah, it's only human.
Yeah, of course.
So there are...
Except yours on lives are involved, lah, bro. Holy shit.
Man.
There's ways to help mitigate this, you know? And of course, it's not just doctors alone. I mean, the nurses, occupational help. You heard she came on, sorry. Sunita came on. And
yeah,
you know,
great guess.
Yeah, it's just respect.
Mad respect, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Mad respect.
I don't know how you guys keep motivated, bro. Keep yourself motivated, you know what I mean?
Especially when you see so much death, right?
Exactly. And during the pandemic times, like, how, man? You're working like almost 24/7. You're seeing a lot of death around you.
Or at least suffering, if not death, right?
The hospitals were understrained. I mean, with everywhere around the world. With the pandemic.
Not enough beds.
Yeah, it was just very tough because essentially patients were, you know, you become COVID positive. Even a lot of people think that, oh, I'm young, there's no issues, you know, like I wouldn't fall very sick, but we don't know a lot of this. We don't know too much about this virus.
They don't discriminate. COVID doesn't discriminate.
So that's why everyone comes in, and of course we closely monitor them.
Yeah.
But then all the other patients who don't have COVID but have other multiple medical conditions and they're very unwell, and they're in the same hospital. So of course there must be enough care. You know, the care must be standardized and make sure it's
I got a question though. Like, seeing as how times have moved and technology has always improved, right?
Yeah.
What is the future of remote surgery and remote medication and remote treatment? Because if, let's say, not just you doctors, I think architects and even myself in communications, we always talk about how we work long hours. And there are many various reasons why we work long hours, right? Perhaps it's the case, it's the project in your case. And for me, it's also maybe it's the project. But yours is maybe it's the type of patient, the condition and everything, right? But how do you guys feel, right? Moving forward, if everything was automated and your job is now redundant. So we now complain about long hours. We complain about stress.
I like this question.
But how would you feel if you didn't need to do it, but your job was taken away from you? Because I got a feeling, right, after this war, I think we'll be obsolete and we'll complain even more. And I don't think we'll have kids.
I think with Elon Musk being around, everything might go AI, bro.
So we should kill Elon Musk.
All right.
Okay. So the first is a two-part question. So the first question is for Lawson. Where are we in terms of the technological standpoint, in terms of treatment in the medical space?
So there is telehealth popping out. I think it's not new lah. I think it's been going on for a little bit now, where doctors can see you for minor medical conditions. You know, like almost like a consult. You know?
Like
so
a Zoom call.
You don't have to come into the clinic. And there are a few companies in Singapore who are setting up this. You can call a doctor. You can video call. You can talk to them. Tell them what's going on with
Malaysia
them.
has that too, actually.
Yeah. And it's fantastic because they can give you your medical certificate. As well as medications that you might need. So that really helps. You don't have to travel all the way to the GP
clinic or the
coughing
doctor.
or sneezing, and then everyone around you gets affected, right? So that's great. There's some other conditions, like, there's some skin conditions where they have
you can take a photo or
you can
video.
take a photo, and you can document that, right? So that technology has really helped in radiology and reading kind of documents, images and stuff like this. There is some AI recognition technology going on now to help recognize the things, but of course, I always trust my well-respected colleagues who study so many years in radiology, looking at the films, like staring non-stop at these films and reading them. So there's some assistance in, I guess, every field. In surgery, it's very cool. There's actually you can search the Da Vinci. Is it
Da Vinci Code?
Not Da Vinci
Bro,
Code.
fuck your Da Vinci. You've been trying to make me watch Da Vinci Code fucking long, bro.
It's not bad movie. I think the book's good. I think it's Da Vinci is a machine. It's a surgical machine.
Okay.
Wow.
That helps. Yeah. So unfortunately, I didn't have the.
It's a machine.
A Da Vinci machine. MACH, right? Yeah, for surgery.
Surgery machine.
Yeah.
Just put machine surgery.
Yeah. There we go.
Holy crap.
The Da Vinci surgery.
Do you know what it looks like for the listeners? It looks like what's that? The robotic arm in Iron Man.
Multiple robotic arms going
What
in.
the fuck?
Very precision surgery. So from what I understand from the senior surgeons who I talked with, it's amazing. Like you move a little, like you have to move a little bit more on the physical on your end, and then the robot will move minute. So you can do very small surgery, very small sutures,
with detail.
With detail, and it's absolutely amazing. Like the way that medicine is moving forward. With technology in hand, it's there's so many. And nowadays, so everyone wear wearables, right?
Yeah,
you have a
Apple Watch, Samsung Watch, whatever.
Watch at home. But yeah, essentially you can see your heart rate. There's some ECG there. So I mean, John, you were telling me a story about how a man, always saw that he had what we call arrhythmia, or like
irregular
heartbeat, right? And so he went to seek medical attention and found that he had blockages in his heart. So these are things you can do, and they can warn you. But of course, we need to be very careful not to overinterpret things.
Yeah, the data.
And of course, everyone nowadays we have Google, right? So you can just Google any condition, come in.
But bro, that one I don't recommend, bro. Google. That one I don't recommend, bro. Because the moment you Google shit, you have cancer, bro.
Yep.
Everything is you have cancer or you have 6 months to live. Fuck. I don't know how to trust Google when it comes to this thing. However, you are absolutely right in terms of like communication. Communication wise, absolutely. Because I know that during the pandemic, I think Jen or myself, I forgot who, had a fever. And she just said, there's this app. You just answer what conditions you have. Okay. And they legit like Lala move you the meds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude.
What the heck?
Yeah, it's damn crazy. I don't know whether it's Lala move, but I know it's a delivery. They deliver the meds to you, bro.
Bro,
but obviously, you don't
simply... TCM lah, like traditional Chinese medicines or what?
No, like
proper clinical medicine. Bro, I thought you need a freaking somebody sign off.
You answer the chat. You answer the chat, and let's say I have a fever, right? So I have a fever. Then the doctor asks you, experience any problems with appetite? You're like, no. Then you just answer lah. It's like multiple choice question. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Maybe. Then maybe elaborate. Then
you can give you MC as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bro, okay. So this one I feel 100%. I think it's overdue, to be honest. Why not? At this point, right? What's stopping you from doing this shit? Really, bro.
The caveat here is some people don't know how to. Sometimes when you feel unwell, but you don't know how to express. Unwell. Yeah, the honest safer choice is still to go and see a doctor. At least they can then diagnose and understand properly. But for most of the things like, I have a cough. How long has the cough been? A day. What were you eating the day before?
Chili pan mee.
Yeah, chili pan mee.
Fiery asshole.
Went for Korean barbecue.
Ring of fire.
All right, then how about we give you some lozenges? Give you some Panadol. You're having a fever. You're not feeling well.
But they will also say if it's you answer certain things, they'll be like, you need to see us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. So if it's simple things like what Lawson mentioned, absolutely. They even deliver the meds to you. I need to find out what the app is, but I can ask Jen later. That one, yes, I think overdue. But in terms of them replacing your job, what do you all think? Because now we complain about long hours, right? And I think if we really boil down the fact, the reason why we work long hours is either A, inefficiency of the whole process. So like maybe the patient doesn't give enough information, you find out late. Your one, maybe it's the client gets back to you a bit late, or there is a problem with the construction or whatever lah, right? And my side is also project problems. All these things accumulate to inefficiency. And number two is also your external inefficiencies. So one is maybe personal problem, second is external problem. And third is also working alongside colleagues and miscommunication amongst them. Right? So that only delays the time. So how would you all feel if your job is now stripped away from you? Because why pay for 10 people when you can pay for 5 people and 1 machine?
Yeah.
There's this curve, I think this is a box 4x4 diagram about like repetitiveness and complexity of the job. And so it actually shows which areas of jobs that technology is taking over.
I fucking hope.
What diagram is that?
Essentially it's a 4x4 box diagram. Just search, I think repetitive and complexity box diagram.
Repetitive and shit.
No worries, man.
Complexity, COMPLEX.
Box diagram.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Sorry, man. My keyboard is fucking retarded, bro.
No worries, bro.
Oh shit! This is the moment of truth. Whether I find out I'm going to be homeless, bro.
Is it this one?
Not this one. There's actually I'm not sure it's complexity, but essentially it's when there was a YouTube video that talked about is AI going to take over your job, and it started talk about if a job is repetitive and not as complex, perhaps maybe
like a tax-related thing where it's numbers.
Not only that, I'm talking even more where you have to assemble something.
Oh,
It's
like
repetitive,
packaging.
Same thing again, and again, and it's the exact same thing every time. Okay. Then yes.
Then you're fucked lah.
I think there will be a person
level
to
of fucked
supervise. To supervise it, but then there'll be some automation for it lah. Yeah, but then that also AI taking over jobs will also then free up these people to then go
Expand.
for more. Yeah,
Wow, such a positive person. For me, I just think I'm fucked already lah.
No lah, bro. For architecture, right? I think so, right? If in my opinion, I believe it will segmentize into two parts, right? Like, okay, there'll be those people who want just efficient building. They don't want to spend money on design at all.
Oh, like condo ah?
Like templates, like
Condo floor ah?
Yeah, so you got an app to like basically choose how this looks like, how that look like. Okay, you need that done. But then there's a lot of like boutique design. Like you need like those high touch, right? Those kind of interaction with your client to understand
What they want.
the design intention, the beautiness of like the facade.
I guarantee you, Pra is going to listen to this and be like, Ren, it's been done. Pra is a crypto friend.
But like, how would like I believe it's quite hard for an AI to understand how light comes into a building like beautifully and stuff like that, right? I mean, you can study it, but then to understand the feel, the poeticness of the space,
It's true.
it's
I think
hard, bro.
The poeticness, I agree, will be very tough. I think there was this documentary on like the Unreal 5 engine.
Bro.
That showed a Japanese railway station that people thought, oh, this is definitely shot in Japan, but it was rendered on. So, it blew my mind. But yeah, I mean, someone's been running that. You know that you say about the AI building a generic building.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely
It's
stuff.
done already.
Architects
I think
so
it's
that
done,
in the background, you know, like updating it, changing it. So yeah, I mean, I don't think you're definitely not screwed. I mean, there will be more.
There'll be jobs from from men, and then I mean there'll be a lot of jobs also for robot lah. But I believe like a full AI takeover, that's like
Too
way
Skynet, right?
beyond, bro.
To Skynet,
To
right?
Skynet, bro.
So do you do the disclaimer now before we are taken over by overlords?
I don't know whether people will even do events, in my opinion. I feel like, why do it when you can just like go in, hook up, and then go to the event? But however, I think it was recently I listened to live music again, and I was like, fuck.
It feels good, right?
Different feeling altogether.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And I think after the pandemic, a lot of people, maybe it's just Malaysia lah, right?
Yeah.
They're very like, oh, I want to go out, I want to feel the event. I don't know what the fuck feel means lah, right?
Yeah.
But they prefer to be among sweaty people lah, let's put it this way. So I went to the anime cosplay event.
Yeah.
Bro, havoc, bro. Shoulder to shoulder type of shit. People just love being around people for some reason.
Yeah, bro.
We are social people. We are social creatures.
Yeah, thanks, man. I just feel that way, you know? And I think after a long time of being enclosed, it's just a feeling that you can't describe.
Yeah, man.
Right? It's like stand-up comedy, like Joe Rogan has also said. It's
Exactly,
like when
bro.
people are in person, like last time we watched that, the Shang sisters.
Yeah,
So good. The Shang sisters damn good, bro. You
I
should
don't
listen.
know who's the Shanks.
It's like this trio of sisters who sing really well. They sing in Chinese, like Mandarin, Cantonese, Japanese.
Oh, you mean last night? Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah.
Bro, that's sick,
Chanting.
bro.
They're
Amazing.
damn pro, you know, and when they're there, they interact with the crowd. I think that's how they give something more. So, like, if it were to be a doctor, it's that personal touch. If it's an architect, it's that personal touch.
Yep,
right? If it's like an event, I think you just want to be amongst people, like, right? You rather speak to someone than you key in something and it happens.
I think it's very tough, especially when you're breaking news or something quite negative to hear. Like, let's say if someone tells you, oh, you have cancer or something. This is something that should come from, I mean, a human to a human, right? It shouldn't be like a...
But then again, if they give you an iPhone 13 Pro and they give you a notification that says your father has cancer, right? You can throw the phone and break it, bro. But, big but, if you have worked with this doctor for a long time with your dad, I think it's best if the doctor broke the news.
Yeah.
But I think smashing the iPhone 13 Pro also very near that level. They're like, sir, we've purchased this iPhone. Then when you see the iPhone, highlight lah. I just know it's bad news. Right? But I think it's tough to say lah. I think we can say all this, right? But then in 10 years, we don't even know what the fuck's going to happen. I feel fucking damn sad with this thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's so bleak. That's why I feel like, wow, the older I get. Yeah.
Like I say, like an AI takeover is damn long away.
You think so?
I think so, bro.
I
I mean,
agree,
like
man.
Praveen said, I don't know. This I don't want to misquote him, right? I'm sorry, Praveen, if I'm misquoting him. He said it'll be in like 30 years, okay? but I feel it's so far away, bro. It's so far away.
Maybe 100 lah. A good 100.
Even
for Malaysia.
100 is hard for me, bro. Like
full AI takeover.
Okay,
AI takeover. Lawson.
full AI takeover. I know how rapid technology is. It's bloody rapid.
But we're stagnating.
Yeah.
Don't you think we're stagnating for tech?
There's also
There's a law, right?
This is law about how technology advances, and it advances insanely.
It's shorter every time.
Yeah.
I feel like agriculture will be an industry that will be a full AI takeover.
No.
No, that kind of thing I can believe.
Really?
Because it's like I watch Interstellar.
The corn and all that.
Yeah,
right?
the corn and
the drone.
And the drone. They're just, reconditioning their
True, it's
farm
like
and
what
stuff
like what Lawson said. It's a repetitive action,
exactly.
right?
Yes, correct.
But then again, my question to you now is, although price may be a factor when it comes to purchasing rice, for example, right? If you buy from what's that brand called Jasmine? I think you buy Jasmine rice.
Yeah.
And you see the cost of it so low because it's automated. So let's say it's 10 ringgit. In your case, it's $3 for a pack of rice. Wouldn't you feel as if you paid $5 for a pack of rice now, but it coming from a boutique farmer who tells you AI free, would you get that?
No, okay. If it tastes fucking wonderful, I swear to you, right? That's true, right? Like if the rice tastes like it's made from heaven, I will buy it.
Okay. You see, this is where I think differently. I honestly think you would prefer the shittier tasting rice. Do you
because
know?
It's cheaper.
No. You would pick the shittier, more expensive rice. This is what I believe. Okay. Hear me out, right?
No, there is some thought to that. It's essentially they're you know how when they talk about pricing stuff, like the iPhones or the Samsungs, how they always have a middle option.
Yeah.
More expensive. There is
the psychology behind it.
Yeah.
Advertising,
Okay,
I think, or marketing.
The boutiqueness or the special. But however, this is a bit different because so it all stemmed back long ago, right? When my dad started buying groceries, and he says you should pick the vegetables where the insects eat the leaves. Don't pick the too clean one. Then I'm like, Dad, are you insane? You're paying the same amount of money, right? He's like, let's put it this way, John. If the insects are not eating it, why should you eat it?
Whoa,
bro, that's some fucking new level.
Mind the blown.
Right? If you think about perspective, right? If the insects don't even want to touch it, right?
That's true.
Should you be eating it? So if AI takes care of that crop so well, it's got to be something behind the scenes, right? Like, the trend now is kampong chicken. Why buy farm chicken? Kampong chicken is significantly more expensive. It's bonier. It tastes like rubber, bro. But people still buy kampong chicken. Kampong eggs, people still pay for kampong eggs. They want that. I don't want it to be, too GMO lah, bro. I mean, I don't mind a little bit of GMO, but not too much GMO, bro. I'm afraid my kid might come out with less.
All right.
So I think that begs the question, right? Like if you're going to say agriculture is full AI takeover, even that one also, I'm like willing to wager against it also.
Okay. I mean,
maybe
you come up with some good points like that. Okay, maybe not full AI. Everything is not full AI.
Yeah. There always has a touch one because if there is a market changer, the guy comes in, sure different one.
Yeah.
Like, would you rather go to a hospital, right? All AI and 10 fellas just managing the machines, or go to Lawson himself and be like, hey Lawson, bro, actually, right, I really need to do surgery. And there's a human touch, I think you probably go for that. Unless you really no money, you go to AI lah.
Okay.
I think AI is going to be the
Cheap.
Yeah, not cheaper. I think more affordable and accessible.
Okay.
I think healthcare wise, it's sort of moving towards helping with diagnostic accuracy, helping with expediting a lot of things. So how the COVID PCR tests, they have to export it. They have to send the test, they have to run the test. So it takes a few days, right?
Yep.
I think there were huge advancements in how they recognize it being COVID-19 positive using big data.
Yeah.
So big data and science is an upcoming field, and they just use huge amount of population data that they collected, and analyzed so that they can make better decisions.
Yeah.
So
it's an assistance rather than a complete takeover.
I feel healthcare will be going towards where work hand in hand. Everyone works hand in hand together with AI to try to make a patient.
A bit of context also, Lawson. So this conversation stemmed from us drinking at the park, right?
Of course.
And we were talking to Praveen about this, and Praveen is like this. Okay, maybe he's doing for the sake of let's have a discussion.
Okay.
And he was advocating for full, complete AI takeover. And me and you are like, bro, full AI takeover. Come on, bro. This is some Skynet shit, okay? This one is the machine. Humans are the source of the problem. And then they come and kill us all, okay? Fuck that. That's not possible, okay? Then he's like, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. I'm like, maybe in 100 years, bro, Malaysia had to go through a pandemic to realize hygiene is important.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, right, it's got a long way to go. You know, I listened to a podcast with Mahathir on. Okay, and Mahathir said, you know, wasn't 2020 could have happened if it wasn't for Najib. Okay, he said something like that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he sort of said, okay? He, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. He basically made it that way to sound that way. Okay?
Okay.
And he said, and then the I think it was Harith Iskandar, he asked, so if it's not 2020, what's the year? He said, in 10 years from now. 2030. Okay? Bro, I'm going to put it out right now. It's 2022. We ain't even close, bro. If a pandemic was needed to even consider hygiene.
Bro, we're in 2022. We're running out of chicken.
I'm a Singaporean, right? It's so sad, man. I'm just eating all the chicken I can in Malaysia.
Do it, man.
Order every chicken right now. Go back to Singapore and just cry.
KFC ran out of chickens. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you told
Bro,
me,
the other day I went to this warung in Sri Petaling.
A warung?
Yeah, warung.
Bro, why you go warung, bro?
I like Malay food.
Okay.
So me and my wife Mel, we were ordering some chicken lah. I think it's ayam goreng kunyit or something. We waited for like half an hour. Then we saw like everybody was waiting, bro. Why everybody was waiting? So like we were like weirded out lah, because this warung actually they're quite fast lah with their service. Then suddenly the woman came to each table one by one.
Sorry bang.
Sorry bang. Reach us. Sorry bang. Ayam tak ada lah. Oh,
no chicken, bro.
Shit, bro. That's where I know, right, bro? Apocalyptics. It's coming, bro. I'm telling you, man.
No lah, it's because of the war lah. No war means, I mean, war means no feed. No feed means no chicken.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, just, I
Chain
mean,
reaction.
the lack of supply just
You halted lah.
disappointed me lah, bro.
That's when you know you're an adult. You don't feel fear, you feel disappointment, bro.
No,
You're
bro,
just
I
like,
mean,
fuck.
you're just looking forward for your ayam kunyit, bro. You know what I mean?
Bro, I 100% agree with you.
You have to
bro.
wait half an hour to hear that kind of news. It's just damaging.
Why didn't she
bro.
say it earlier?
No, I think she's waiting for the supply of the chicken.
No fucking way.
I think so lah. That's what I think. But no way she let you wait for half an hour or more than half an hour. Right. And then she has to go to each table to apologize, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Is it
I want my
still a
chicken,
chicken
bro.
shortage now?
Huh?
Okay, so a bit of context for the listeners. Now it is 29th of May. Can you check if the chicken supply is still ongoing? Like, is it still a problem?
I believe so lah, bro.
Is it? Because I remember I went to KFC and it was like 2-3 weeks ago. And
There's no chicken.
There was no chicken 2-3 weeks ago. But I remember I went to McDonald's and all got chicken again.
If KFC,
chicken supply Malaysia. Bro,
if KFC no chicken, right?
good news,
Pretty
bro.
bad, yeah.
News.
pretty-
Up.
I think 1st July is
News tab.
where they stop exporting chicken to Singapore. Yeah, so chicken in Singapore right now, like fresh chicken, generally, it's quite intense. Like people are putting up, it's quite intense when people are putting up Shopee like fake Shopee things lah about, or not Shopee, what's the person to person selling kind of thing, Carousel, about like selling chicken rice 9,999 limited edition.
Why
Supreme.
before June 1st?
I think it's the deadline for the export ban.
Suppliers in Malaysia are working overtime to deliver as much chicken as possible to Singapore before the export ban.
Yeah.
What export ban? Wait, ban?
Yeah, it's a ban. So
yeah,
from
it's a
understand, there's a lack of domestic demand is oversupply lah. So therefore they have to cut down export now.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait,
And I
bro.
heard chicken is gonna be like 3 times more expensive or something in Singapore for fresh chicken. Like
yeah.
and
Pricey.
and like
Why?
you
Because
guys
of
have to be-
SGD?
No, I'm not sure. It's because of this lah. Because they depend on fresh chicken from Malaysia ma.
yeah. So
So now they have to depend on frozen chicken, bro.
Oh
Like,
my
yeah.
lord.
So you want fresh chicken is double the price or something like that lah. They have to hike up the price lah because it's harder to source, right?
Yeah, it's quite tough. So I think the Straits Times in Singapore published like this whole like a data thing that shows where our percentage of chickens are coming from. I know it partly comes from Brazil, like the frozen ones. Yeah. So it's showing how they change with the years and how they're trying to address it. So sometimes like this kind of chicken shortage just like highlight like, wow, this is a significant supply issue. Like how are we justifying what we're doing right now to change it?
Wow.
Yeah. So it does.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Maybe we can go use the restroom.
Oh, you also want to take a piss?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, go take a piss. What's the time? 1 hour 59. Go pee lah, bro.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Go pee, bro. Go pee. It's okay. Can I run? 1:59 then you know when to cut. Or I can just keep talking lah. Or Chok, you want to take over for a while?
Do the advertisement for the bottom. Hello.
What do you think of this chicken export thing, man? Technically, your parents own a vegetarian restaurant, so you don't need to worry lah. But you yourself also eat chicken, right? But have you experienced it so far?
The lack of chicken?
Yeah, like KFC or whatever.
Didn't we have that when we went for a shoot that time?
That's why.
KFC?
Like no problem also. Why suddenly got chicken? No got chicken problem.
I don't know. But that time we kena what? No, I thought no chicken.
When? When we went for shoot, is it? For Lotus.
No, man.
Did we? No, ma. We had futsok ma. That amazing futsok in Ipoh, bro.
No. The one Ampang one.
Oh, Yahweh.
No,
and no wedges also, right?
Yeah.
And no ice also. What kind of fucked up KFC no ice, bro?
Actually, there is a potato shortage, right?
Bruh,
isn't it?
are you fucking serious?
Wait, I mean like...
At this point, someone's going to tell me oxygen.
No, at McD, you cannot get large fries now. It's been on for like a month.
Still?
Yeah, hasn't it been?
I don't know, bro. I don't really order fries. I just order a la carte.
It seems like way.
What in the fuckery, man?
I don't know. It is what it is.
But so far, when you order other places, chicken still got ma.
Personally, I haven't experienced it lah.
Right.
Yeah.
Only that time in Ampang, lo. Oh, you all pee fucking fast, right?
Got 2 toilet, right?
Oh, true, huh?
Okay, and I'm out.
I'm more concerned
I
about...
don't know how you do it, bro.
I don't know.
Like how you contain.
Did you
all
drink your
that,
coffee?
but yeah.
Did you finish it? I got bladders of steel, bro.
Bro, you got a bladder of steel. Right? I see you chugging down all this water and you still.
Maybe I got kidney stones, bro.
Bro.
Lawson's like, calm the fuck down, Joe.
Yeah, John. You drink a lot of water, it's good, but then don't hold your pee in for too
I don't
long.
have any. I feel like I need to pee, but a bit lah. You know, not like
No,
unless I need to force it out. Like you want me to force it out and my pee blood, bro.
Physiologically, if you need to pee and you have no other issues, it will tell you when you need to pee. No rush.
But I think the chicken shortage thing, I didn't know it was a ban, bro. I didn't know it was an export ban.
There's an export ban.
So wait, we can't export at all to Singapore?
Just starting June, 1st of June lah.
100% no chickens to Singapore. It's like
we have shortage of chicken, bro. That's what it says lah. But I don't know what's the idea. I don't know why is it that we're having shortage, because it's still the same number of chicken and number of farms that we're producing, right?
no, it's because of the number of how much feed. I mean, this is where I read. I don't know which article I read. It's not enough feed, so your farms are still the same. But you just don't have enough feed. So when you don't have enough feed, you can't grow enough chickens.
Oh fuck.
So it's like a chain reaction, ma. And the feed I heard is like from Ukraine because it's cheap.
Oh.
And we get a lot of our supplies from Eastern Europe actually, like our coffee powder, the sugar and all that is from Poland.
Sunflower. I talked about oils also. Oil, cooking oil gets quite expensive because the sunflower seeds come from
Eastern Europe.
Yeah, Eastern Europe. Yeah.
I mean, this is what I've seen with my eyes in factories lah. I mean, like I see, I don't know whether a majority of them are like that, but I see like product of Ukraine, product of Poland, that type of thing. So I mean, like okay lah, I made the 2 and 2 together lah.
I think all the Buddhists have to start eating beef, bro. They need to eat beef already.
Buddhists have to start eating beef.
Yeah, bro.
Fucking
Confirm, man. You have to, man, bro.
Pause, bro. My mom is Buddhist. She goes vegetarian, so it's not too bad.
Okay.
But vegetarian also, it can be an off thing. I was speaking to Harith about this. And Harith is the comedy podcast guy.
Yeah.
And he was saying how like he was actually vegetarian for a while. And after you do a lot of research, actually it's a counter thing. It's like you eat a lot of vegetables, it doesn't change anything. Right? Because technically if you eat more vegetables, it's just less you have to grow more crops. So you still take more land. But
Yeah.
still affects the fucking ozone layer, whatever, like, chain reaction. So you have meat, same difference. And now it's like farm raised, so it's fast.
Shit.
Farm raised is also the new lab product, essentially, where they grow the meat organic.
I've seen that.
Yeah. So I think that will take a little bit for people to kind of get around.
Bro, it's a long time, bro. It's a long time. I saw this I think it was on Vice, where they did lab grown salmon. Have you seen that shit?
No, I have not.
It's actually based in San Francisco, and like one sashimi piece
Yeah.
is like 25 USD or some shit like that.
That's very expensive.
And it tastes like the texture is exactly the same. Color is a bit more vibrant.
I see.
Know? But like, bro, ain't nobody paying $25 for a fucking piece of fucking salmon. Okay,
yeah.
it's just about accessibility because you have to create the whole machine, the whole whatever, and test, and then whether it's safe for like long term holding in the fridge, all that, right?
Yeah.
And you know how like majority of places in the kitchen, they don't exactly like treat the ingredients with utmost care lah. If you've been behind the scenes, a lot of kitchens are like exposed chicken, exposed vegetables because they are like rushing to do shit, right?
Yeah.
So you don't know all these things that can interact with the fake fish also. Because now you're familiar with regular ingredients. You're just not familiar with lab-grown. Yeah, and that's why it's so expensive as well.
Yeah, because it's essentially economy of scale. So I mean, it's so small, it's so niche. Yeah.
Have you had lab-grown meat before?
No, but I have all that. You know, that there's a lot of meat alternatives now, like the
soy.
Soy. I can't believe it's.
Oh, you haven't had the fake meat?
The fake meat?
Yeah, like lab-grown meat. They sell it in Jaya Grocer now, bro.
Oh,
lab-grown meat?
Yeah. It's like literally like take the cells and they grow it. Like for beef lah, not for fish yet lah.
I seen it down on YouTube, but definitely not.
Oh shit, serious ah?
Yeah.
I can go and buy later if you want, bro.
No, it's okay, man. maybe I'm worsening the problem by saying that I'm not going to eat it, but you know.
They have the Beyond Burger as well.
Oh, Beyond, yeah.
In Burger King. I think so. But I remember I had lab-grown meat before.
Yeah, isn't Beyond what do you call it? Organic one? It's not lab grown, right?
It's lab-grown. Huh?
It's mock meat, right? Yeah. Beyond is mock meat. Yeah.
It's not meat, right?
It's mock meat.
Oh, it's mock meat.
Yeah, mock meat.
Okay.
Soy, you know. So that no, people take it.
But I know the one that I had in Jaya Grocer is lab-grown.
I see.
Yeah.
So I mean, like lab-grown, right? But you see all this marbling
Fiber. It's muscle fiber. It's what joins it.
It's
and
not fats, right?
It is a mixture lah. It's what holds the meat together. But they create that too.
Really?
They take cells and they grow it that way.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Bro, they have minced meat to make burgers also.
I see.
Yeah.
Humans, bro.
You know that meme? Humans. Only we can think of this type of shit.
Yeah.
But I think meat will forever be eaten lah. But then again, a part of me thinks when I'm an 80-year-old man and then my grandson comes to me, provided I can have kids, he comes to me like, oh, dad. I mean, yeah. You actually eat animal one. You kill the cow. I'm like, of course. One time in the head.
All the vegans, they're not gonna be happy, bro.
No lah, I think a lot of vegans have gone to eating meat also. They realize this is like there's no fucking difference. Sometimes right, being the polar opposite of something actually affects you worse. It's elimination of things that also like cause different things, you know. Yeah, man. I don't know lah. I don't know where this is going, man. I feel like in the future, right, you don't even know what the fuck's gonna happen. AI, fucking meat and shit.
A lot of uncertainty, definitely.
So what do you think is going to happen with Singapore with no chicken? Do you think it's going to be Hainanese chicken rice or no more Hainanese chicken rice for the national dish, bro?
I have no idea.
It's just Hainanese rice, bro, and soy sauce.
Provided they can still provide rice, bro. How lah, Lawson?
I have no idea. Like honestly, I know my mom was trying to go and buy groceries, and then she was saying that the chicken store was really packed. So she was like, okay, I can go and buy the flash frozen chicken, you know, from
Brazil.
the supermarket. Yeah, and then I'll just buy more pork. Buy more pork, because you can't eat beef at home. Given that she's,
there's alternatives, man.
So there's alternatives. There's always alternatives. You eat more veggies.
Do you guys think this war thing will ever end?
Oof.
Like in all honesty, right? Like this war that happens, right? Do they not see the repercussions of this shit? But at the same time, I don't know whether you've seen the whole Vox videos on how Putin actually knows that everybody has to abide by him. Like, you know, Germany still takes natural gas from Russia to this day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because the pipes that are created from Russia to Germany go through Ukraine as well. And actually, Russia still supplies it to Germany. Germany still pays them. So technically, Germany is funding the war against Ukraine as well, you know.
I thought everybody stopped.
I thought they stopped.
Yeah.
No, man. It's still ongoing, bro.
Wow.
Fucking mad, right?
Damn.
I mean, this is what I saw on Vox. Maybe I could have seen wrongly. Maybe I'm fucking high as shit, right? But I remember I saw they're still supplying. They try. None of the ministers can even give a direct answer as to like, oh, can we still take gas? Then the news reporters ask him, why are we still taking gas? It's high dependence. You can't change a whole infrastructure just because of that, right? And Putin knows this shit, so he's like, fuck it, I'm going to continue.
I think Germany recently talks about you know how there's the Nord pipeline that's in the making
in the ocean one, right?
Yeah, aren't they stopping the project or something like that?
They stopped the project
as
well.
A lot of pressure onto
Hey, Ren, Google that shit, right?
to stop
Just
it.
in case.
Yeah.
Oh, they're stopping that project as well?
I think so, because there's like 2 other podcasts I listen, like the Daily.
The Daily Catch-Up?
No, just the Daily.
Oh.
It's the American one, so the Daily and
Just search gas,
yeah,
Germany,
Right.
and Russia.
Russia, yeah.
Why Germany is hooked on Russian gas. That's the Vox video I watched 1 week ago. Does Russia supply gas to Europe? Germany prepares crisis plan for abrupt end to Russian gas. Oh yeah. This was updated 19 days ago though. But I don't know how you're going to stop this now. It's damn tough. A lot of countries are interdependent on one another, you know. Europe gas spikes 22% as Germany quarrels with Russia over supply. What is there to quarrel, bro?
There is a global gas,
Dependent.
So it's like I think Singapore gas prices recently spiked a little bit too, like petrol prices.
Yeah, bro. Hey, do you know in Singapore there's RON 93?
RON 93.
Yeah, bro.
That's my uncle, bro.
Bro, did you know that?
No, I
How much is your full tank, Lawson, when you pump?
What's RON 93?
No, you told me, ma, because in Malaysia it's RON 95, RON 97. 95, 97 is the type of petrol that we pump, ma. You were saying 93, right?
Yeah, 93, 95,
Should be
97?
cheaper, lah, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's like cheaper, but I think mine when I pumped was like 3.12.
Full tank, how much?
Was pricey lah. Over lah.
Sing, bro.
It's a bit pricey.
Malaysia is how much gas? 2 ringgit 14 cents.
Yeah. Something about that, lah, right?
Yeah,
2 ringgit
ringgit
per liter or something.
10 cent plus that thing. Bro, $3, bro. But then again, Singapore, lah, bro.
Bro, when as soon as it open border, right? I saw it, and you guys got see this on Malaysian bus or something, right?
No.
This guy is a Singaporean.
Yeah.
He jacked up his car
on
on the side just to get more gas into, I don't know, more petrol into his.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
I don't know if it works also or not. I'm not sure.
This is very like from what I see, like all the stock, like Singapore is like storm patchy and it's everywhere. Like they say about how you're not allowed to pump Malaysian gas.
I saw the thing where we are not allowed to. Singaporeans are not allowed to pump gas from Malaysia.
Not 97, only 95.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're only allowed to pump.
Huh?
Only 97,
only
right?
97,
Not the
correct,
subsidized one. The full
Yeah,
price one.
yes, correct.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shock the man.
you're only allowed to pump 97.
Yeah.
The full price one, yeah. So you definitely be allowed to pump, but you can't pump the cheap one. Because I just remember that how they will check out their cars, then they'll have to, how you can't enter Malaysia with less than 3/4.
No way,
So
what?
There's a law, 3/4 or half, I'm not very sure. But
They fucking see your tank, right?
yeah, so I heard people who saying that, the barometer, but then of course you can just get around that by opening the guy's gas pump and check, like the petrol thing and go in and check lah.
You know what I think?
Yeah.
I think Singapore should do whatever the fuck they want in Malaysia. You know why? Because you know what? You should expose how bad Malaysia is. You should just keep doing it. Funnel our oil out, bro. Take it with your SGD, bro. Then right, Malaysians will be like, wait, we really need to buck up, bro. And then that's how we catch up. Because I feel at this point, right, you're just creating laws and rules, right, just to make the game fair. But it's just not improving yourself, lah. Don't you think? It's like, you're going to create all this random shit, right? Just so, you know, right? I was talking to Lawson today in the car. I don't know whether we're supposed to talk about this, but it's a Malaysian podcast, so maybe can, maybe cannot. But do you know, right? In Malaysia, we can protest. But in Singapore, it's kind of like a grey area type of thing.
It's like soft communism, right, in Singapore.
Is that listen on, please don't listen to this. La, Singapore #1. Majulah, Singapore.
No. I hope that's not controversial because like
chill lah, bro. It's Yamcha Sessions. We only 2,000 something subscribers only, bro.
But that's what I heard lah. I mean, like, there's a lot of authority that is not seen outside the world. You know what I mean? Like you guys can't literally go out and have free speech or something.
So essentially, if you want to push for a cause, so you do have to apply, and there's a particular area in Singapore called Hong Lim Square, if I'm not mistaken.
How do you spell it?
Hong
Lim Square.
Yeah,
okay.
where you can go and with
okay.
a proper permit and go and organize something lah.
Like Tiananmen.
All right, so not in politics, sorry man, but it's very hard to say. I'm not. I haven't applied for a course.
Okay, so when you apply this course,
for a course,
for a course or any course or whatever it is, is it what's the rejection rate like? Is it high? Is there a lot of approval rate? Is there a lot of approval rate for like free speech over there?
I have no idea. I'm so sorry, man.
Okay, but not to be controversial, but that's what I heard lah.
I mean,
you get rejected a lot lah. That's what you heard.
No, as in I heard is soft communism that's going on there. But
what is soft communism, bro? Can you Google the shit? What the fuck does soft communism
I
mean?
mean, it's just communism, but
You can't be soft chairman Mao, bro, okay? You can't be
no,
soft
China
Kim Jong-il,
is
bro.
hard. It's like erected hard communism. No, and North Korea is like thick.
we go from texture to
But then Singapore is flaccid communism.
Okay, open disclaimer again to all Singaporeans, like, you know.
I love you guys, but I'm just saying.
Right, to come on.
This is just a topic that we talk about, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's not even real, right?
Bro, Yamcha Sessions borders between comedy and fact. So
Yes.
who the fuck knows anymore? Right?
knows, bro?
We're talking about like stupid chickens and shit, and then next thing you know, goulash. What the fuck is goulash?
communism?
Oh, okay. So there's no such thing as soft communism. So I
Mild?
was wrong, I guess.
But what is goulash communism? Hungarian? Variety of socialism in Hungary following the Hungarian Revolution of 1956. Metaphor derived from goulash. Goulash is made whatever. Communism became a mixed ideology, no longer strictly adhering to Marxist-Leninist interpretations. Oh, okay. So it's basically a pseudo consumerism. So an increase of foreign affairs and consumption of consumer goods as well. So I think what I'm seeing is basically the goulash is a metaphor for how it's a mixture lah. Goulash is a type of dish that is mixed right? Mixture of different things. So it's not a hard ideal, not one ideal per se.
But it's good, right? If you think about it, like I think you need some form of control, right?
Yeah.
But you also need some form of
creativity, flexibility.
Flexibility. And Singapore is that lah. I believe. They have a 50-50 of that kind of shit going on.
Socialism.
Yeah.
Socialist, social policies, you know, does control or does limit, you know, how much people can say. But
Think.
I guess essentially, I guess too much of something is also a bad thing. You know?
Yeah.
So I guess
Exactly.
there's some barriers there to prevent.
Fair game, man.
Yeah.
Game, bro.
Yin and yang,
like
bro.
fake news also. There's like I was telling John about the POFMA in Singapore.
How do you say that?
POFMA.
The POFMA, have you heard of that?
No.
Just found that out today, man.
What the fuck is a POFMA?
That's what Malaysia needs, man.
What
We
the
don't
hell
need
is
more
a
chickens, we need
POFMA?
POFMA, bro.
Spell it out for me, bro.
Just say POFMA, POFMA.
It's not very. I was not very.
POFMA.
Clear. Yeah, not very clear about this because I keep saying POFMA. There's many videos about this. You know, but yeah, I feel
So
like,
for the
I think there's a whole POFMA office. I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the gov.sg one.
So
Is it this one?
for the people who
Yeah,
are
that's the
listening,
one.
it's the Protection from Online Falsehoods and Manipulation Act 2019. So basically, it's to prevent fake news from spreading.
I see.
So if maybe Lawson, you can explain about the few incidents that happened in Singapore and how they reacted to it. Or you cannot say it.
I think people can Google and see lah.
Oh, okay.
It does put that the POFMA rules that I know about happens with major healthcare institutions. So people can Google that lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since maybe Lawson didn't tell me this story, but basically there are some people in Singapore who will, how do you say, they very kwa chong when it comes to a certain story. Example would be if I were to be a pregnant woman and I said, hey, this hospital didn't take care of me when I gave birth and then when I gave birth my baby was dead. Then news articles will start spreading, etc. Things get blown out of proportion, and then when you do a further investigation, actually this baby was already passed away in her stomach. She was just actually clearing it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Which is, I mean, objectively
It's
also both
terrible.
it's bad, but you shouldn't spread news like this because it gives you a wrong interpretation of
So
the hospital is not doing its job.
Okay. So do you go to jail for that shit?
No, you just get fined, I think.
I think there's the penalties. Proactive penalties.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which is what I think Malaysia needs lah, because at this point worldofbuzzandsays.com having a field day with whatever they want to say lah. Prohibited activities and penalties.
Fines or prison sentences.
Yeah, fines or prison. Oh, okay.
Okay.
But fair lah, I think. Honestly, like don't simply say shit lah.
we have the same here, right? Like,
Yeah, man.
don't, like fake news. We can't spread fake news through WhatsApp and shit like that.
I mean, WhatsApp Academy disagrees lah. The University of WhatsApp disagrees with your view, Yue Ren. Aunties and uncles demand their freedom of speech.
My dad is the counselor, bro.
Dude, you know, right? There's this group. I mean, it's in the neighborhood I stay, which I will not name. But in this neighborhood, right, there's literally a picture of a poodle brown poodle. And the caption was, "Dog up for adoption, please contact XYZ."
Okay.
Literally 2 minutes after that message was sent.
Yeah.
"Please take this down, that's my dog." Bro, I swear to God, right? I don't know how the fuck these things exist, lah. Okay, people have just like no remorse for truth, and they just like fuck it, simply whack me. What do you get out of this? I don't understand. Why would you fucking say shit like this on WhatsApp groups? Why? Why would you do it?
I don't know.
Attention, lah. Walao, bro. Just got a dog only, man.
Sometimes they bought lah, bro. They just want to spread rumors.
Or uncles, aunties,
Not uncle, aunties lah, bro. Yeah, probably. I don't know, bro.
Maybe the dog very noisy, and then the neighbor is just really upset.
Yeah.
So that's
You
a
take
way
picture of the
that
dog
to-
and say contact this or that.
Yeah, just a way to just piss people off, I guess.
Bro, takkan, right?
It's
If your dog
terrible
is
lah,
noisy,
honestly.
right? You go and
Yeah.
fucking put your neighbor up there, go and say, then your neighbor go and now imagine people contact, "Hey, I heard your dog is up for adoption." I'm like, no, who told you this? Oh, the WhatsApp Academy told me this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I swear to God, lah, bro. I don't know, lah. But I think Malaysia, right, has too much free reign when it comes to these sort of things. There's a lot of misinformation, bro. You know, right? Like during the lockdowns, I think at least 50% of Malaysians would know there's a lockdown coming.
Yes. 100%.
Correct or not?
100%.
Bro, you go to a supermarket, right? The moment you see like, bro, why are we buying tissue paper? I go buy tissue paper. So then
Yeah.
you're like, I think lockdown happening. It spread so fast in a day. Everybody knows.
Leak news here in Malaysia is strong.
Yeah, it's faster than iPhone leaks, bro.
Yeah.
Right? What do
Yeah,
you think?
iPhone leaks.
It's better than iPhone leaks. It's more accurate than the iPhone leaks.
Yeah.
Like,
see.
yeah, because iPhone will be like, oh, you know, it's USB-C, you know, this coming year, whatever. Bro,
That's
no.
not
Okay,
true,
yeah.
No
Then
such thing, bro. You know, Malaysia, we know lockdown coming tomorrow.
Yes.
We know PM making announcement tomorrow.
And give you date and time also.
Yeah. It's mad, dude. I don't know how information spread so fast here. But at the same time, right, a lot of times, I think during the pandemic, the government had to issue statements saying that this is fake news. This is fake news. But Manatau, they still say lockdown tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. They just purposely want to say don't listen to fake news.
They just cannot find the meal in their system, bro. There's somebody there that is, telling this news.
There's a mole, bro.
Yeah, there's a mole there.
Yeah, man. I don't know. But I really think there should be control, lah. Because apart from the leaks of WhatsApp Academy, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
If you look at says.com, you look at World of Buzz and all that, a lot of times I think they've been called out for what they say and then they have to make apology videos and all that. But in all honesty, right, is an apology video really like, can it really solve the fucking damage that it's done?
Stuff like, I mean, you're making amends for it, but then people don't really read the apology video. Like, they just go off the initial article, I guess.
Yeah, man.
So it's a bit...
And the
sad,
article
lah.
header is very misleading.
It's clickbaity, lah.
It's so clickbaity. I don't even know how, right, these media agencies exist until today. How the fuck they exist, bro? Right? They just literally make off money, right? People clicking, right? So if you know the mechanic, right, why do people still click on it? I mean, I'm guilty also, because if you put a hot girl or you put like a guy that's decapitated or so, I'm like, oh, fuck, I need to click, bro. But how do these things exist? Because it's so biased, right? There's no objective journalism nowadays. None. And you know when there is, you have to pay for it. Wow, kebabian, right?
I mean, you have to pay for effort, lah. So I guess,
I know, but shouldn't the government kind of, I don't know, maybe this is a very grey area, lah, but shouldn't the government kind of like incentivize people to do better journalism versus this type of shit? Because it's tabloid journalism, bro. It's the shit you see on like American magazines when you want to buy like your groceries and you like J-Lo breaks up with Ben Affleck.
All the ones on the side.
It's the same shit. It's the same shit, but it's digital form, right? And like I don't know why nobody regulates this shit. I see it everywhere. Don't you think? And it's like a worldwide thing. If it's not World of Buzz and says it's like Mothership SG, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I know they have been under a few formats, like a few Singaporean companies have been, But yeah, so I know this. Like,
but some are damn funny, lah. Don't get me wrong.
But to be fair, I mean, you pay for good journalism.
Yeah.
But of course, like some things, I think for us, there's Straits Times. There's a few articles. Like
It's because it's
central article is
respected,
free.
bro.
It's free, and then there's only like the more premium things, like this person has a wonderful collection of wines. You can read more about it here, and then those are usually paid, lah, because
Yeah.
I mean, it's not everyone needs to read about this guy's wine collection, lah.
Yeah. Have you seen that Singaporean video of that guy with a katana?
Oh, shit.
Did you see that shit?
Yeah, I seen that shit. What the girl hand?
No lah, not that one. That's a cleaver.
That's a chopper one.
Oh, got katana now. What the? Oh no. Oh yeah.
He was like sleeping on
It's
the
like
ground.
a naked guy swinging katana.
Half
right?
naked, but he was like swinging a katana. That was damn fucking funny. But that cleaver thing is hardcore, bro.
Bro, what's happening, bro? Tell us, man. Why you so stressed in Singapore?
Did you know about the cleaver thing?
No, when it come on the news, then it was very shocking, you know. And then of course there's updates about how her condition is in the hospital. She's better, but of course the employer is, you know, taking the brunt of the medical bills.
Oh, that guy was.
The employer who employed her lovelily taking the brunt, but you know it's a lot of money so asking for like, you know, some group assistance and funding. And yeah, you know, these are...
Oh, bro, it's fucking hardcore, bro.
Yeah, it's quite...
We're making fun of our friend Doug because he's like, he's working there. So we're like, see, Doug, why you want to work? He gets so stressed out. Hey, later you can't be... No, like, it's all jokes, it's all in good spirit, but like, it's damn hardcore, bro. I remember I saw like multiple videos from different angles of that happening. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, there's many CCTV cameras, so everyone can... There's no...
You can't hide, bro.
Yeah, there's no lie to what happened because it's documented.
Yeah, man. Don't you think it's so strange, right? Like when you're in the city, it's really difficult to help someone. But like, if you were in a very weather challenged place, like example, if you're in Alaska, okay, or Hokkaido, or somewhere really cold, like somewhere in Siberia, right? And you were driving your car,
okay,
all right, and you were with, let's say, 2 other guys, and you saw another guy in the middle of a snowstorm, you would stop and help the guy out. No? Would you? Or would you not? He's stuck and he's like waving, please, please, please. Would you just drive by and ignore him?
No,
I will help lah.
You would help, right? And it's just you, you know, on this alone road, you know.
Okay.
And he is alone, you know. Would you stop? And you've been driving for like a good 15
But
minutes.
does he look dodgy or not?
Bro, everybody's gonna look dodgy if you're stuck in a storm waving for help, lah, bro. I'm just putting it out there, lah. But would you help?
I mean,
one guy only, ma.
I will help.
You will help, right?
Help.
And you have 2 other guys with you.
Because I know if his fingers are black, it means he got frostbite. It means he can't do shit, bro.
Would you help, Lawson?
Yeah,
be honest, bro.
I would help, but I feel like they're talking about this whole, like, you know, when you're in a city, very crowded, you know, the bystander effect. Like,
yeah, I was going to get to that.
Stabbed and killed in daylight because everyone was just watching, and you're like watching a car crash happen.
Yeah.
You just can't take your eyes off it.
Yeah.
You record it, but you don't.
You don't participate, you don't assist
because
whatsoever.
You worry, you get involved in it, so it takes a true altruistic individual, a few altruistic individuals to step in and go like, hey, like you will step in, but fingers are gone, but yeah.
But I mean, like in that situation where you are next to that cleaver guy, let's just say you're next to that cleaver guy, you see him swinging his and cutting his wife's arm off or something like that. What would you do? Do you literally go there and just stand in between his wife and you and him? And
bro, I have a very good answer, but Lawson, go first. Would you go in between?
I don't know. Like, my goodness, like
I
swinging
know.
his cleaver.
Yeah, because you put yourself in danger. Number one. Number two, you're getting into a situation whereby
you're gonna get injured now.
Yeah, you're gonna get injured.
Yeah,
and then like, do you just stand there and do nothing, or do you actually?
I have a very good response. Are you done with the response?
Yeah.
Would you? What would you do?
Yeah, what would you do, Yue Ren?
I don't know. I feel like I want to slide tackle the guy.
You want to slide tackle this guy, bro?
The police come, red card.
Hey, bro. Okay, he's swinging, he's standing, he's swinging, right, bro? Like, come on, bro. The only way you do this, right, is Street Fighter mode, bro. It's Street Fighter mode. Bro, it's the street. It's a fight. It's Street Fighter mode, bro. I slide. I slide tackle.
You go for his legs.
I pour water first. Then
I don't know where he got the water from.
I pour water first. He still don't want to stop, right? It's over lah, bro. Slide tackle time, bro.
Bro, for me, right, I'll take a brick or a heavy object and throw at him.
But what if it
hits?
No lah, he would dodge it, ma. No, you throw it at him because he's like side by side. So you keep throwing stuff, and he will most likely dodge a move. Then you run at him or tackle him, lor. Or you run with him with a rubbish bin. You know that roller rubbish bin? And that's your shield. You're like, this is so fucking...
But would you be brave enough to
Yeah,
step
definitely,
in?
definitely.
You would be brave enough to step
Definitely.
in?
Bro, if I'm
Will you
seeing...
be brave enough to step in?
If you, bro, in all honesty, right?
Yeah.
You could say I'm not brave enough, and I could say I'm brave enough, but when the time really come, and I could be a pussy, and you could be the brave guy. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. The moment dictates your character, not the discussion. But for me, if I were to think about it, okay, and I try my very best to imagine, I would probably stop because it's a lot of blood, bro. And I cannot tahan this thing, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of blood, you know.
It's a lot of blood.
And if I see a woman, child, another man getting damaged like that, I'm like, bro, there is nothing a conversation cannot solve, bro. Okay.
But if he's in Texas, they just shoot him, right? For sure.
Probably lah.
Yeah.
I
Probably
think so,
lah.
bro. Like so now
Through his leg or something,
it goes back to the question, bro. Maybe we need guns.
Okay.
Yeah. Dude, actually, hey, bro, I'm just gonna point out, right? Okay. Guns aren't the problem.
Yes, it's not.
People are the problem.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, shouldn't you ban knives? Shouldn't you ban like short, sharp objects? Pencil lah, ban a pencil lah, bro. Why need a pencil when you can write with your finger? It's the person that makes it a weapon. It could be a microphone, bro. I could swing a guy and hit him with a microphone, a baseball bat, a tennis racket, a golf club. The list goes on, bro.
Yeah. But I think you're being too controversial, bro. Because like in US recently, you guys know, right, that story?
Yeah. The shooting.
The shooting
in
in Texas,
shooting again. And this is like what, bro? The 50th time, the 100th time,
Bro, Steph
Like-
was in the same like area.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Our friend Stephanie is in that part of Texas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was like,
Bro,
what the fuck?
I'm telling you, man, that shit is crazy.
What I'm saying is who shot the gun? Is it really the gun's fault that people died? It's
Yeah,
not the gun. Let's be real. It's not the gun. We are taking the shortcut way of removing the gun,
Okay.
right? But if that's the case, let's say we remove all guns. Let's say it's a world without guns and what's that word called? The machine gun. What the fuck is it called? Assault
Assault
weapons.
rifles, yeah.
If you remove all this, okay? Let's say we do Hunky Doro. Why is it, right, in the UK, they ban any items longer than 2 inches that are sharp? You cannot carry anything that's longer than 2 inches and is sharp in the
Really?
UK. Do you know that? You can't
But
carry
they-
scissors in public, you know?
They stab people, right?
So, if let's say everybody enforces this rule, right? You can't even carry blunt objects that are sharp outside, right? Let's say I want to pinjam pencil. Let's say I pinjam. I want to lend you a scissors and you live across the road. If I walk out with my scissors and it's not like wrapped in plastic with whatever, right?
Yeah.
I just want to faster give it to you, right? And the police stops me. I can go to jail, bro. Or I can get fined, bro. Where does it end? That's my question. So are we really tackling the situation or are we just avoiding the situation?
Yep.
So guns aren't really the problem. Okay? Because a lot of people use it for hunting, a lot of people use it for self-defense because like if let's say you live in the middle of the woods, bro, you gotta have a gun lah. Okay, you ain't no way, right? You gotta stop a bear with a fucking knife lah.
That's true.
Let's be real lah. Okay, it's very conditional. Okay.
Okay, then does it go down to being context-wise? Because like US has a lot of like people staying in, rural areas or like places with bears.
I don't
and,
think
like,
you need assault weapons.
Yeah.
Agree.
Okay, I don't
Definitely
think
agree.
you need like a Gatling gun lah.
Tense.
Let's be real. Arnold Schwarzenegger ain't come in and saying he's T20 and he's gonna attack you. You don't need a Gatling gun, bro.
Yeah.
You don't need a war chest when you open under the desert and go in there and have like rifles or you don't need that. You probably like could go with a shotgun or a handgun or whatever. All right. However, I do believe everybody must go through training when you own like a weapon like that. Gotta go through training. You gotta renew your license every 6 months. You gotta declare like, oh, there has to be protocol lah, right?
Yeah.
And like, you can earn money off of this shit, ma.
Yeah.
Right? You can have a market for this word. You can make it difficult for them, but they can also make it easier. That's what makes a market better. So the US could be a better place if they enforced rules like this.
Yeah.
Don't you think? And like, I don't know. I heard this on Joe Rogan podcast as well.
Yeah.
He was saying how like a lot of the hunters are responsible for control of the population of certain animals.
Yes.
'Cause overcrowding and all that.
Yeah.
Like crocodiles in Florida and all that.
Pythons.
Yeah.
And,
See?
and then like what's that? Hyenas? Not
Yeah.
hyenas. I don't know what.
So coyotes. Yeah.
Coyotes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Correct. Coyotes.
So I really think, right, in all honesty, it's just regulation.
Yeah.
It's just they're lazy. Like, let's just not do regulations, just ban guns. It's fucking easy, bro. Like the defunding the police thing. Oh, police not doing a good job, defund the...
Yeah.
Oh my lord, bro. This one is I'm like...
Yeah, but the argument is that you just genuinely need to protect yourself. just in case the government go.
It could be a hobby.
But
it could be a hobby thing, bro. My grandfather owned guns.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he had a gun range behind his house in Malacca, and he used to shoot guns.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit.
So, I mean, I didn't shoot guns, but my
For
dad
context,
did,
me and you are
I
looking
know.
very.
right?
No,
And
I'm just worried for your grandfather because like
no, he
what
passed
if-
away already, long ago, right? But at that time, he had guns,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
gave away all his guns with the moment he hit 50 because he's like, I'm not going to shoot a gun, it's Malacca, bro. No one's going to kill me, okay?
Very fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
So to him, he was past that hobby and he just didn't need guns, man.
Yep.
Right? So he used to do target practice and shit. But then in the end, you don't really need it.
Yeah,
He's like a World War II post-furler type thing, you know? So when you just let go of his guns, it's like that. Lah. But all I'm saying is, if there was regulation, actually a lot of people can own guns. Just that shooting happened because that guy wasn't regulated.
Yeah.
If you go to the US,
And he was mentally ill.
if you go to the US, right, you know how we have Decathlon over here? I don't know what's the sports equivalent in Singapore. Like
Decathlon?
Decathlon also, right?
We same, bro.
If you go to like a sports shop, right, in the US, literally can buy a handgun.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's next to the bows and arrows.
I think I remember going with John to this is a Walmart, Walgreens.
Walmart.
Yeah, and there was like
They sell guns, bro. Like
firearms.
rifle.
Would they sell it to you guys?
If you're above 18, yeah.
I think you need to go through like for California. I
No,
think
bro.
there's
You know what they do?
regulation, right?
They just check on the computer. Do you have any past crimes? The answer is no, you can buy a gun. That's the only thing they go through. You see, that's what I'm saying. Regulation is
They
important.
need to regulate that. They need to regulate.
Where's the regulation? Like, bro, shouldn't you have to go through training?
Costs.
Practical. Like you see, Singapore Army is a perfect example of this. Right? They go through training. They learn how to use the gun. They learn the proper etiquette of maintaining a gun, holding a gun, and then they are declared fit to use a gun.
Yep.
But if you told a regular average Joe to go buy a gun, and then why you use the protection or protection, bro? This guy not having the gun for protection, day. He's just using it to flex, or one day his daughter is going to shoot. You need to have proper protocol, lah.
Yeah.
It's like you wouldn't tell your 5-year-old kid, hey, just use that knife, start swinging it around. No, ma, right? You're like, hey, when you hold a knife, you better be careful. You caution them. What? You don't go like, whoa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, lah, bro. After I listen to this thing, I just feel like sometimes people just don't talk about that shit. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, like, this is more on that relates to Americans than us, lah. I guess, right?
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, it's a different-
we're generally very safe, lah, Asia-wise, right?
I mean, if majority won't jump in front of a man cleaving his wife.
Oh yeah. So we're circling back to that, bro.
I mean, technically, I think Malaysia has a lot more worse things, lah. Like, remember the Bangsa incident where there were the few guys?
There was like these few gangster guys that were chasing down this
A guy who
guy
owed
that-
money or
Yeah,
some
a
shit.
guy who
Oh
owed
dear.
money, and then
Yeah.
they just bash him.
Search it, bro. Bangsa incident slashing. Bro, I tell you, that one is, I think, probably equivalent of the woman who got cleaved off in Singapore. lah.
Terrible.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. It's not even guns, bro. The moment you don't have guns, you have knives, lah. What the fuck is the difference? Yeah, man dies after being stabbed with beer bottles. I think beer bottles, you know, ban beer bottles, man.
Yeah.
28-year-old man. Hiya. Oh, bro, you see. What you gonna do, dude?
Bro, he's getting stabbed at this point.
Yeah. Look at that, man.
Yo.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Your discretion is advised.
Your discretion, bro.
I mean, it's poorly shot, lah. So technically, this guy clearly not using iPhone, lah. You know, it's like, you can't see clarity, lah. He's zooming in like 30x with a Huawei or some shit.
Bro, because he's scared, man.
Hey, bro,
Not
I
a
would
lot
be
of
too.
people go in between.
Like, wait, let me get that. Let me get that
Yeah,
macro shot, bro.
Zoom in.
Let me get that macro shot, bro. But it's only circling back to the point about how our generation is so desensitized to fucking violence. You see, look at him, he's dead.
Yep.
It's like CPR.
He's dead, and this random guy just tried to
Save him.
save him. And
It's
he's
like calling.
calling a police at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the generation we live in, man. Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
But this is like one out of like
No lah, they don't.
millions.
They
You
don't
know what
show
I
the
mean?
rest one, ma.
You know, never happen like
You know, in
on a weekly basis or something.
where I'm not gonna say where I stay, but where I stay and where
Yeah.
my office is and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you know there was a woman who got shot in the neck at my area where people have like chicken rice and shit?
Oh dear.
Yeah, there was like a coordinated attack.
Uh-huh.
I think she had a driver, right?
Yep.
She had a driver, and then the guy blocked her car.
Okay.
Another guy came out of his car, just started going into the fucking window, pam, 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 pam. into her and the son.
But that killer, the
Yeah.
assassinator, was looking for the husband actually.
Oh no.
And he
So-
sent his wife and his kid.
Yeah, he sent his wife and his kid to OUG.
Oh, you
I
say
think
lah.
he. Hey,
God damn it! It's happy garden lah. Get your shit together lah. Okay.
Step up, bro.
Step up, bro. Yeah, bro. It's like coordinated, you know.
Yeah, it's coordinated.
Even the brother of Kim Jong Un also, right? Kim Jong Il.
Oh, yeah,
I
was
keep
killed,
getting it mixed
yeah.
up. But
Yeah.
even in Malaysia, also get assassinated, bro. In the airport. What was it again?
In the airport.
And that, from what I read on the airport, it's hired 2 people, I think.
Yeah,
and
man.
They didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
which is unfortunate.
we are so fucking we don't even have emotion when we see violence anymore, bro. We just like,
Yeah, because we grew up, bro.
yeah, man.
Grew up looking at like Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, right? Was like
Yeah, no
any
feeling,
day,
bro.
bro.
Don't you think? Do you feel that?
Yeah, it do get very desensitized to violence, desensitized to death, lah. And it's worth to talk about, definitely, because
Yeah lah.
you know, people just sweep it under the rug. You know, like that's fine, that's okay. But you know, you bottle up this stuff, and then you end up.
Hey, what's the most hardcore shit you've seen in the hospital?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What's the most hardcore shit you've ever seen? Okay, are you allowed to say? But you just don't say the name of the patient, lor.
So it happened in a hospital.
It happened in the hospital?
Yeah, no, so it's a hospital somewhere. It's not in Singapore, lah. Yeah. So this poor lady was just was hit from the back by a moving car, lah. She wasn't wearing a proper helmet, lah. So when she came in, she was very unwell, lah. Yeah. And
Wow, the
she
way you
passed very quickly, which was very, very terrible, because the family doesn't really have time to say goodbye, and you just remember the person, because there are just certain things like of the person that you remember, and so it stick to my head to this day, lah. When I see like a trauma
Case.
Yeah, trauma case. Like you just remember what you've seen there, what was done there, and you just like, okay, what did they do in the first time? Like, calm down, take a breath.
Wait,
what they do?
Does it disturb you? Like, do you go through cases where it just is so disturbing, and then you just go back home, you just constantly
Must be
ruminating about this kind of shit?
A lot of times, it's very important to talk. So, I'll feedback I'll talk to Alyssa and tell her like,
Today this.
it's a de-identified case. Like this happened. Or it made me feel like this.
Yeah.
Or something good happened, something bad happened, and can we talk about it? And then we'll just talk about it, so I can kind of debrief. And I realized this is very important, because I actually work for, like, in San Francisco, we have to do like a work attachment sort of thing. So I did elderly suicide and loneliness hotline in San Francisco. So you field calls from people who are elderly people who are depressed, who are lonely, who are sad, and you have to talk to them, like essentially a friendship, like you like tell me
You
how
be
your
there
day
for
is.
them,
Yeah, you
lah.
be there for them, yeah. And things that happened on the line before where they eventually don't follow up anymore, and I found out
Then
they
lah.
passed away, and it's very painful.
Yeah, I want to circle back to the woman though. Like, how did she get hit again? Sorry.
No, just
Hit and run,
Yeah, hit and run.
Oof.
Yeah, in the middle of the day, and it's very terrible when that happens, because it's just poor driving. They just don't care. They just drive this speed.
But it's not in Singapore, lah.
Not in Singapore.
Cannot even speed in Singapore, bro.
Very tough, lah. You get someone pretty quickly, lah. Like,
Yeah, man.
the speed camera comes, everyone slows down, right? And it's down to the limit.
It must be tough, like, I think, if you see cases like this every day. I always think, like, if I were to see it on a day-to-day case, I might even be immune to that shit.
Yeah.
So it's important to learn how to not say set aside, but kind of compartmentalize that emotion that's going on, so you can be as objective, clear-headed as possible while treating the case. But it's also important to open that box up again and then talk about it, because
So
you
difficult.
need to debrief. You need to debrief with seniors, especially, to talk about, hey, was there anything we could do better? Like,
Yeah,
was there
yeah.
anything
Gotta be objective.
that's happened? Yeah. So there's always clear documentation in medical records, because it's good to go through and go like, oh, at this point of time, maybe we could have done that instead.
You have to
So
be
there are-
accurate.
Yeah, there are meetings to like learn and improve from there, lah. Because I think everyone's job involves like trial and error. You get better and better and better.
But don't you think if you
Yeah.
keep doing that, right, you end up being somewhat robotic in a sense? Because if there are methods in which you deal with trauma cases and like a lot of blood and maybe like, I don't know, like arms being cut off, even by accident, not just by violence, wouldn't you feel like every day you see this shit, then you just like, it's another case. Gotta be objective.
I'm very lucky to be still, I mean,
you think
have seen that much,
Yeah,
but I'm also very junior in my career, so I wouldn't have seen that much. But I'm pretty sure more of my seniors seen more, learn to
emotionally detach
for that moment. But I think we always will talk about it later.
Yeah.
Like I say, everyone feels like the seniors, there's some seniors who are very, very good. Like that was quite traumatic, or quite eventful. Any questions?
Yeah.
And even in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., I have seniors who will just like, hey, take a second, were there anything you want to ask?
Yeah.
That has been done, patient's okay now, but were you worried about anything? And these are learning points that can happen anytime through the day.
Do you know there's this fear of blood type of fear. Have
you
heard of it? I don't know whether like you only kind of find out really late in your life whether you have it.
Yeah.
So like for me personally, I've seen like accidents on the road where like people get knocked down and then blood is all over, and I have like no emotion. I just look at it and I'm like, fuck, that's fucked up. And then like I do my best to help that person if like there's not enough people helping. Like on Clement Street in SF last time, I saw an old man got hit by a motorbike and then he like hit his head on the ground. A lot of blood come out. He's like sitting there.
Me about that,
And suddenly I know how to speak Cantonese. Like I start speaking.
When you're panic, anything.
Yeah, bro. My ancestors channeled through me, right? And then but I didn't feel a thing.
Yeah.
But then I think it was like maybe pre-Rona, right? I went to go take blood.
Yeah.
Bro, I saw my blood. I had anxiety, man.
People are uncomfortable with seeing procedures being done for them, blood being taken, being injected,
It's
stuff like
just
that.
taking blood, you know?
Yeah, and that's perfectly natural. People do have that experience, so it's very important if you have that kind of like, when I take blood, I begin to faint. Tell your doctor, because there's so many times when we take blood, we do injections, and the person like collapses on you.
Then the
like,
needle breaks inside.
Forward. Like sometimes they fall forward, or like you're just sitting in a chair and they fall forward, or like they're standing up when that happens. Oh, terrible thing. Then you get more injured from there. So it's important to recognize that being afraid of blood, being afraid of procedures is super normal. Like it's not like someone going in and taking blood from you or jamming you with a needle. For many reasons. It's not something that people have to do day by day. So it's not something that you're supposed to
How do you know if you're a doctor?
cool with it? Huh?
You know, as a doctor, how do you know whether this is the moment that defines you, Because if you are a brilliant doctor, in theory, right? Like you know how to deal with clients, But then when the state comes, right, where you really have to operate and you really have to deal with a lot of clients that are and then you realize this, how do you do that, man? Do you just diverge and pick another path, or it's tough, right?
Yeah, I guess early on in the medical career, you sort of exposed to a lot of things. So we do, as I was telling John, in Australia, we do like cadaver. So that's how we learn about anatomy. People willingly donate their body
after they pass.
After they pass, so that we learn how to see the muscle structure, appreciate the vessels.
Oh man,
which is amazing stuff, And then we have like learning how to use the mannequin to start learning how to do that. So when you start doing that, it's quite
like anatomy.
Yeah, but when you start doing it on patients, when you start learning how to draw on patients, and actually you practice on one another first before actually going there, that's when people become very. They realize that they go like, oh dear, I'm a little bit uncomfortable with it. I know a friend who fainted before when seeing blood. I think he powered through. He was like, okay, never mind, let's talk about why I fainted. I was afraid of this, afraid that this triggered this anxiety. And then he learned to get along with it.
Oh, bro, there's a lot of things to overcome in being a doctor.
Man.
I mean, like, that is something like...
You would never think that...
reset you back, right? Like, you study so hard, everything, and then you just cannot see blood suddenly.
Yeah, bro.
Then what?
Then you...
go into podcasts or... I don't know what you do,
Fuck off, But it's true, right? Don't you think? You never think these things. You just feel like you want to do it for a noble cause. Maybe you really want to do it for like other people. And then you realize it's your own weakness.
Yeah, it resets you, I guess.
Or something happens, like Doctor Strange. Everyone knows Doctor Strange. He injured his hands. He can't be a surgeon anymore. And then you realize, like, what do you do now?
Master of the mystic arts, that's what.
You go through a terrible
experience,
and then you suddenly just can't look at a human body the same way anymore.
Yeah, man.
And what happens?
Sometimes it can be you can even have no problem with the blood, right? And then later on, you see a loved one go through that, and then you realize the value of life. Because when I was in the US and then my roommate passed away, right, I felt nothing.
Bro.
I felt nothing. I didn't feel a thing. I was like, I can still do my assignments. I can still do everything perfectly fine.
Bro, I've never seen anybody passed away in front of me before. I mean,
No,
like,
he
touch
committed.
wood
I
but
didn't
then,
see him
like,
pass
that-
away in front of me.
That should for
Yeah,
for
touch
you.
wood, yeah. But that should be traumatic a bit, lah.
Right, to find a dead body in your room,
Yeah.
like rotting a bit.
Wow.
Okay? So to me, right, I felt nothing. But then when I saw my grandma in her casket, right, and then when they cremated, wow, I felt everything.
Oh.
I think it's like, for me, it's just, if I see,
Selective lah.
if I saw a family member or a very close friend, that's when I really feel it.
Yeah.
But then for some reason, when it's a person that I didn't really know very well, although he was my roommate, I was only a roommate with him for like less than a month, lah, right? So when he passed, I was like, oh, fuck. I guess that's that, lah, right? But these trigger points, I feel,
Readjustments of thoughts, lah.
yeah,
right?
and I think doctors would have to go through this a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
Because if you were really good at your job and something like that were to happen to you, I think it could change you as well, right?
It's quite tough, lah. Like I think going through your first death, like seeing
Yeah,
a
man.
patient pass away for the first time.
Especially you know them, conversations with them.
Your conversation with them, you kind of know them,
Yeah,
and
man.
or it happens in the middle of the night, and you don't know them, but then now you really have to know them because you have to tell the family.
Yeah, man.
I'm so sorry. My sincere condolences. You have to really, you have to tell them what has happened and ask them to calm down. Some family members, they break down. Some family members are in shock. And so it's important to always, tell them to please be careful when coming down. Come with someone else, because people panic, they drive down, they rush,
Yeah, man.
and they get into accidents.
I don't get that part.
That's
I don't
terrible.
get that part. You know, right? Like,
Yeah,
why would you rush to drive so fast to see your loved one pass away, right? And endanger your own self?
because
It's like the urgency, is it?
It's the
yeah,
urgency.
the urgency.
lah, bro.
You want to see the person hoping like, okay, can I see them before they pass away, or when they're very ill already. That's why when it's very ill, it's very important to have the communication is there where if the patient is critically ill,
Yeah.
people can come and visit in bigger groups. This was COVID time. There were some restrictions. Like even now, so even the intensive care
Limit to.
there's a limit lah. But of course, we encourage people. We'll tell family members, please come and visit. This we know that this person is going to pass away soon. Come, and then we can answer questions there. So, and then we can ask them important things like, for last station, do you like them to change into anything?
Yeah.
You can't really, some religions ask them to hold the body, like don't touch the body. Yeah, but it's very hard in a hospital, in a major hospital lah. But of course,
If you
we'll
can.
try lah. We'll talk depending on how busy it is lah.
What was that term you said?
Yeah.
Like you have a whole day of like ultimate, like your what golden day, golden hour. What's that called again?
So, I don't know whether it's scientifically documented, but I have seen patients who have like a golden day lah. Essentially, they were very ill, and then suddenly that one day
They're like
they
peak performance.
spring back to life. Funny years because I saw one article about this is not in Singapore or Australia. I think someone was passing away and then called the son to bring beer, and then they sat down, they drank beer, they talked about their lives.
Australia, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then the person passed subsequently.
Because they had like that one day of peak health.
Yeah.
And then they have like appetite is back, everything.
Yeah.
And then it just went down.
Yeah.
Holy
So
shit.
it's important to recognize that because sometimes
You know,
patients have that day and they suddenly become very lucid. They're very clear what they want to do that day, and
Yeah.
it's important to listen. Yeah, and so that's why we have as doctors, we're not there all the time. Nurses are there taking care of patients also the whole time. Sometimes nurses will tell us like, hey, the patient has said that. And then we're like, oh, okay. All right, is the person getting better? We're not sure because there's trajectories lah. Some patients can suddenly become much better.
Yeah.
It's great. You're like, yes.
Miracle.
No, but like,
Do you
it's
think
good.
they like
Yeah.
exert some kind of energy whereby they just
It's unexplainable,
yeah,
right?
it's just
I don't know. I just know that sometimes on golden days, some consultants are just, this will recognize it. Like this patient is a little bit better today. Maybe you get the family to come. We can talk to them, ask them how they're feeling. Yeah.
Death is such a topic that's never discussed enough. I swear. There's always the conversation of giving birth and life, but people never recognize death as a part of life.
Yeah.
People celebrate that aspect of new child,
Yeah.
who are you going to name, him or her. But then now, for some reason, right, don't you think like it's so much suffering ahead for this unborn child, or rather the child that's just been born? Because there's so much ahead, right? Whereas, don't you think you should be celebrating death? But people mourn death instead. It's such a weird
yeah.
thing,
It's very tough because you lose someone you're close to. You lose a
Yeah.
loved one, even a person who has no family. There are things that he or she
Yeah.
contributed to this world that you won't have anymore. So I remember when I was just starting out, and then I was on call. Sometimes we'll do. I do it. I call it my twilight rounds. It's very strange, but like 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes we will just know a bunch of patients who are a bit more ill, a bit more unwell.
Yeah.
But I'm very junior, so there is the whole field of palliative medicine, amazing field that helps to ease death. And it's not just at death, that means they are involved in the patient even when they first get their terminal diagnosis, and see them all the way to the end. All the way to the end. It's a lovely field, very, very.
Lawson is a very good way with words, bro. He knows how to
excellent storyteller, bro.
He knows how to make it sound as if it's not that bad.
Right?
It's like the guy gonna die, but we make it easy for them. That's how I would say it. I would be like, no lah, these people are damn good lah. They ease the death, a lot of drugs. Then just before they die, at least they make sure that when they die, it's not in pain. That's how I would say it, but he like, see through the way to the end. I'm like, wow, eloquently put, my friend.
Because there are medications that help with patients who are terminal. So, sometimes at the end of life, there's secretions that build up. And you hear that rattling sound.
What?
It's called death rattle.
Wait, what? Wait. Like, hold up. What the fuck do you mean by death rattle, bro? What's that?
Essentially, secretions build up.
Okay.
There are a few
like
signs
saliva?
Saliva and secretions build up, and they can't really clear it, and so they're trying to clear it. So you hear like a rattling almost.
Wow.
So like a death they call it a death rattle. Some people at the end of life start seeing. How they always say, "Oh, I can see everything. My loved
light,
ones. I can see them coming.
Then they smile.
And sometimes that's very, very worrying to loved ones. They're like, what's going on? So sometimes there are medications that help. Ease that delirium. That peri, about to pass away lah. Because it's you must think of the patients. They're just saying
what is
so we're not sure.
Seeing.
We don't know what they're seeing. Seeing or feeling. But of course, the loved ones seeing it, they're like, oh no, like it's my passed away father somewhere here, like I don't see. And it's quite traumatizing.
It's so tough, bro. I feel like we live in this state of life, right, where I don't know whether we are that far advanced in technology. Like I read somewhere how we are closer to the newer iPhone than to Cleopatra or something, which is insane, right? And then at the same time, I also think maybe we don't really know a lot. Maybe we don't know about the soul, the spirit, and all that shit, right?
Yep.
We really don't know, bro.
Actually, but what's afterlife, bro?
Right.
I don't know.
No one
I
knows.
also nobody.
You never
knows.
think that? So that when they do say things like that, when your loved one is at the deathbed, they're like, oh, I'm seeing this, I'm seeing that. Like, do you really call them crazy or do you just not see it? Right?
Yeah, we don't know.
We just don't know, man.
There are signs lah, and so this like twilight things that I do last time was purely because I saw patients who are unwell. Thankfully, there was a lot of teaching, about when patients are at death door, what can you do to help them, help the family lah. And so I would just have a list, and I would just walk around and ask our lovely nurses, how are they? How are you? And then they'll be like, all good, lovely. Okay, make sure you eat. And walk down to the next level and go like, how are you? And they'll go like, oh, this patient is really unwell. And you go and see them and they're breathing very heavily. And you just go like, okay, is there like medications that we've charted up for them to help them with this lah? If not, then of course as a junior doctor, and very junior because I was a house officer essentially, call my medical officer and go like, hey, boss, I have a patient who's quite unwell. Is it okay if I start on these medications? Would you like to come and see them with me?
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
it's kind of like he guide you in a way as well.
Yeah. So it's like learning from there. Or if they're busy, then you can always like, if you know the registrar on call, you can go like, hey, I'm so sorry to bother you, boss, but I have a patient who's passing away. Is it okay if I get you okay to start these kind of medications? And usually
is euthanization allowed? Oh shit! I've been watching it. Wait, hold on. Micro SD has limited space remaining. We have 14 more minutes, bro. 4 minutes. Fuck. Okay, wait, bro. Yeah, man. Dude, I can't be almost 3 hours, bro. Actually, I was gonna ask about euthanization, so we can make it quick, sort of. Is euthanization allowed in Singapore?
no.
Oh shit! It's not
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Because
I know Switzerland is allowed now.
there's only a few countries in the world that's allowed. So it's a very, very, very touchy subject. Yeah. The only thing that for Singapore essentially is to make a person's passing
Easier. Wow.
And then of course to control like people who are terminal. Sometimes there's a lot of pain involved. And so you need to make a quality, because it's really quality of life here lah. Like that's
Yeah,
honest,
man.
lah. You
really feel so.
You can live like 20 years, but your quality of life is
What
1
is
or
the
2
point?
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no point. Yeah.
It's so difficult for me to ask about this as well, because I feel like when you're in that situation where you feel as if your loved one is going through so much pain and they can't like justify, they can't speak for themselves, right?
Yep.
And even if they could, they say, just please end my life. Like, do you really want to end their life? But I know Switzerland has this machine where you go inside and they just end your life.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like a seat, and then you go inside and then it closes, and then I think they inject you with something.
No, so I remember reading something about that. I'm not sure whether it's this person created this machine. It's called a death machine. So you release gas.
Oh, is it? It's like carbon dioxide.
Yeah, carbon dioxide. I'm not sure, but
you can Google it, bro. Switzerland euthanization machine.
It makes you just.
It's instant. It's like instant death one. It's damn fast, painless.
Which is it's very hard to say lah. I mean, like a lot of patients will tell us like, oh,
EU.
Last, can you just let me die? Like, there's no point. Yeah.
Not horse, but just say euthanization machine. Zation. Machine. You just click images. Just click images, bro. It looks like a. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, this one.
Suicide machine, bro. Painless death. Bro, you're not speaking to the mic.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked
that looks futuristic, right?
I mean, you know it's a
yeah.
So it's what? It just releases gas and then you just...
I have no idea, to be honest with you. I see and thought, wow, this is it's intense. I'm pretty sure you have to go through
a lot of
psychological, psychiatric evaluation first to understand, that you are doing this. Oh yeah, hypoxia and hypocapnia.
Named Sarco.
Right. So likely carbon monoxide.
Can't believe we reached that point, right, in our lives in 21st century where you
can choose to die, right?
But you have to pay a lot of money, I heard, because they have to dispose of your body and everything.
But what is money after you die, bro?
True.
You might just...
Fair point, man. You know, I hate to close off the podcast now because we're hitting 3 hours and also the memory card is full. Might as well go for dinner at this point because it's like 7:07. By the time we wrap up, it's like 7:30.
Fair.
But I want to ask any words of advice for people who want to go into the field that you are in right now, or based on the experience you've been through, because that's normally how we wrap up. So
yeah, medicine is something I feel, or healthcare is something that you have to be altruistic lah. You have to give to others. You talk about it's in it for the moolah, but you don't make the moolah. If you want to make money, there are many other ways, so many investment, tons of other ways. But if you do it because you want to help people, like everyone was there, you want to help people, then yes, but you need to make sure that the resolve is enough lah. Because I can tell you many times, even through medical school, even through working as a house officer, and then moving on as a medical officer, many times it's been questioned lah. You stay when you're tired and your patients shouting at you. And you wonder like, is it worth it lah? Is it worth it? But sometimes all you need is just this a very unwell uncle auntie who eventually holds your hand and goes like, I feel better, thank you. And these are small acts that I've learned to really appreciate lah. Like this, I ask for no thanks, but if you offer it, and you
more than happy to take the thanks.
Yeah, happy. Yeah, and sometimes it's just like some people are just want someone there when they pass. So it's actually there's act in Singapore called the No Da, so no one dies alone lah.
Oh wow!
Where volunteers come and hold the hand of someone who.
Wow.
So that's something that I sort of like lah. I think when you talk about medicine or surgery, I like palliative. Palliative medicine is something interesting to me. But I feel at the end of the day, there needs to be change to the overall policy to understand how to do it. So that's another thing that I'm really trying to gearing towards. So mental health, these are things that I kind of toss up. So if you want to go into healthcare, you want to be a doctor, a nurse, anyone in healthcare, just know that you're going quite. It's going to be tough, but if you want to help people, then do it lah. But always seek help because it's a community, man. I feel there's no hierarchy. Like I have juniors who tell me, I'm like, hey man, how can I help you? We help one another.
Generation gets better lah, bro. I think the previous generation only makes things sound like it's bleak as fuck. I bet if I asked like a 60-year-old doctor, he like, I think now this generation cannot lah. But I think our generation is more positive. We would encourage. For sure.
I message like PT and OTs, like physical therapists and occupational therapists, like, hey, how can we get the patient home better? We all work together. There's no hierarchy whatsoever. Some people are like, oh, I want to listen to a doctor. I'm like, oh, the nurses see your loved one every day. They are amazing. I'm just gonna repeat what they say, but like take care of each one another. So yeah, you're gonna healthcare, be a good person
and be ready lah.
And be ready.
You gotta go through some tough moments lah.
Yeah. You have people around you that always has your back lah. So don't have to worry.
Yep. I love your optimism, bro.
Aw,
He's the man, bro.
thanks, man.
Thanks for coming on the podcast, Lawson.
Of course.
Especially coming all the way from Singapore.
Yeah, and wearing this Yum Cha session suit that I've never worn ever.
You decided to wear it
first
on
time.
today.
YCS for
Yeah.
laugh.
I appreciate you coming on the podcast, my friend.
Oh, thanks. Man.
I hope to see you on the podcast again, hopefully soon. Yeah?
Sounds
Or
good.
maybe I'm just to go to Singapore for holiday then do podcast there. It'll be quite fun.
Oh,
Depends
Fun.
lah. Alright.
Whole new square.
Thanks for coming on, bro.
No worries,
Appreciate
man.
it, bro.
Thanks, guys.